Joe, the guest, and Jamie, and I know Jamie's like pulling stuff up and he's controlling like the audio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, they don't have like a camera person. I know some podcasts do, but like usually they don't have like an actual camera person in there filming it. Because if they did, the camera would have to, pan back and forth. And then for those long form ones, they're just having a guy sitting there, filming the whole thing.
Which is Jamie, right? Because Jamie's the only person in the room with Joe Rogan.
You know what's weird about Jamie is you never hear about him needing to take a bathroom break for these like 4-hour-long podcasts.
Oh, dang. Like today with Protect Our Parks. That man was like, he was just sitting there, doing his thing. They were like, hey, hit this,
Unless when people are talking, Jamie just like leaves the room to go take a piss because like he has to. Like sometimes Joe will have to take two bathroom breaks and like you never hear about Jamie having to go to the bathroom, unless like he's peeing in a bottle or something, or maybe.
Oh no, that's Ari, ain't it? Ari's the one that keeps peeing in the bottle.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the one that pees in the bottle. That man be so.
I was listening to Ari Shaffir's podcast today. He had a podcast with this guy named Brendan Sagalow. It was all about being in the friend zone.
You learn anything?
Yeah. Being in the friend zone sucks.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's just kind of funny. Like, all of his podcasts are like... Ari Shaffir's podcasts are kind of like... Sort of like Joe's, where like he has another comedian on and they just talk about whatever. But then, like, Ari's podcasts are like about a topic. Like, if he's talking to Joey Diaz, he's talking to Joey Diaz all about like when he used to steal stuff. And... Joe List, he had like a whole podcast about when Joe List was like a security guard at like a mall or something. And then there's this one comedian, her name's Karen Fian.
Yeah.
That whole podcast was about her having an OnlyFans. And they talked about that for like freaking...
And whose podcast was this again?
Ari Shaffir's podcast.
Oh man, I don't listen to his.
His stuff's pretty good. The only thing is like he has a super long intro that you usually have to cut through.
Oh man.
And then like
I understand that. Like, your Mother's Basement, they have the longest intros ever.
Dude, I don't like I'm not gonna say I don't like Mother's Basement, but like like when Theo Vaughn and Danny Brown came on, I just skipped to like whenever they would come on and be like an hour into it. And I'm like, you invite this guy over and you just talk about nothing for a straight hour.
Yeah, they're just making like half-hearted jokes that don't really hit.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, they're like making. I did like the Andrew Tate one. The Andrew Tate.
Hey.
That podcast I felt was the best because like, in some ways they're taking Andrew Tate both seriously and not seriously at the same time. Like Patrick Bet-David, all his stuff is like, I gotta take all these people like serious even though they're like kind of not.
Yeah.
And like Kyle Clinch is like, maybe we should raise the minimum wage. And Patrick Bet-David is like, well, have the poor considered reading during their lunch breaks? Because when I went to Papa John's, I was reading like 3 books a day. First off, no, you weren't. Second off, what do those books tell you? Like, you know how like business people, they're all like, if you read a book on like coding, right?
Right.
Or you try to learn how to code, it's a very specific process. But like business people are like really vague. They're like, yeah, there's a box, and you gotta go outside the box.
Of course,
and they're like, listen to your customers' needs. Like, it makes sense, but it's like stuff anyone could come up with.
Yeah, basically, it's like simple, but like straightforward. And they're like, just stray away from that path, because a lot of people like to stray away from that path and just like do. They're like, oh, I know this thing and this thing. Let me try to combine them. And
here's the thing too. I'm no business expert, but I've read some books, and one thing I know is that if there's a road, you need to take the road less traveled, man, because like, a lot of people travel around the road that like a lot of people travel on, and sometimes they be traveling on like cars, bikes, walking. Maybe like a combination of the 3, like a Flintstone car, and you gotta take the opposite road. Like, maybe travel down a dirt road. You don't know where it's even going. There might be some murderers down there, but hey, man, you traveling down that dirt road, you might get killed. But the goal is, hey, if you're about to get killed, just don't be. You know what I mean?
What is that, like Route 66? Like, oh, if you see that little like zombie-looking thing walk out in the street trying to like stop you in your car. Don't just run over it. Don't stop.
Well, the thing is, it's a the business game is a bloodbath. Business is a real bloodbath. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we wouldn't know anything about it. We don't. Do you own the business?
Oh man, I am the business. First off, I am the business. The business isn't out there. Like everyone's talking about, like, when you start a business. How do I get a storefront? How do I get a loan from the bank? What is marketing? How do I hire people? If I'm trying to start a falafel stand, what even is falafel? Do I need to look it up?
Dude, what is some random stuff?
And the thing is, I haven't listened to any of what Patrick Bet-David says, but I know what he's gonna say. He's gonna be like, first off, you gotta have. It all starts with an idea, right? You gotta have ideas to do things, right? And then all that other stuff is later. But first you gotta have the idea. And like the Kardashians said, right? If you're in a room and you're the smartest person in the room, you gotta go to a different room. But to me, that's a lot of questions, right? Because I'm like, first off, what room are you in?
Then you're going down a rabbit hole. What the hell are you doing?
And like if I'm writing the book on business, I'm like, first off, what room are you in? Are you at a McDonald's? What are you ordering? Are you getting a Big Mac or a salad? That's what I want to know.
Hey, man. We're getting all
And if Donald Trump's in the room,
Is he getting a Big Mac?
Yeah. That's the question. That's the thing Patrick Bet-David is not asking. He's a guy that was reading books on his lunch break at Papa John's asking about Israel-Palestine. First off, I thought you were a business guy. Is Israel-Palestine business? I don't think so. They sound like countries to me. Maybe stay in your lane, Patrick Bet-David.
Hey man, he is like helping out Palestine, East Palestine, Ohio. He like sent a guy out up there just to drink the water and stuff.
He's telling Palestine to read books on his lunch break.
My God.
Palestine, man. When you're on your lunch break from looking at Papa John's,
call up Papa John's.
Start reading some books. Preferably mine, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
The Millionaire Mindset.
The Art of the Deal. Here's the thing.
I haven't read that book before.
Man, I don't need to read this book because let me tell you right now, I'm flipping through it. I already know.
Dude, there's like a bookmark in there. Hey, shows how far I got in this thing.
Man, look, first off, that's your problem. Millionaire Mindset, you don't have a big enough bookmark. Get a bigger bookmark.
Boogermark.
Get a bigger
Boogermark.
Get a bigger bookmark. First off, millionaires all use smaller books as bookmarks for bigger books.
Smaller books for bookmarks as bigger books.
Get a freaking hotel Bible. A hotel Bible.
Wait.
There we go. Let's show the people here. You see this? You see this? You see this? You see
so
this?
So get a smaller book to make a bigger bookmark for a bigger book.
Vogue.
Dude, cameras. That one right there.
Man, that camera ain't showing nothing. You see this? People at home, people that aren't watching?
Dude, people are probably looking at the back of my laptop right here. It's like, why is there so much net on the back of that laptop, bro?
You see,
it just looks so
it's
everywhere.
You're already thinking like a millionaire because, like, let me tell you something, man. Say you don't know me. You don't know me, right? Do you know me? No, you gotta lie and say you don't.
Okay, I don't know you.
Okay? Millionaire Mindset, lie on top of more lies. That's chapter 17 and a half. Haven't read the book, but I know that already. Okay? Yeah. Now, okay, you're reading this book. I'm seeing this tiny little bookmark here for a dental center. First off, I'm going to look at your teeth. You don't want that.
No, not at all. I stopped going 3 years ago.
If we're in a business meeting, do you want me to look at your teeth? That's kind of weird.
That is weird.
We're not talking about stats.
But like right now, you're looking probably at my nose, and I'm looking at your nose. Like I'm not looking you in your eyes.
Hey. The Jews have been through enough, first off.
But you're not Jewish. Like that
you don't know that. You don't know that. Blood test.
Where's your 23andMe? Where's your 23andMe?
Come in the experts.
Nobody. There's nobody here. We're the only people here. What are you talking about?
Are we recording?
We've been recording for the past
good.
like 9 minutes.
Good, because this is gold right here. Okay. All right. So first off, I'm already distracted because I'm trying to look at your teeth. Also, I'm like,
God damn it.
I'm seeing this little thing here, and I'm like, I don't think he's that committed towards the millionaire mindset. Now, but if you have a smaller book and a bigger book, first off, I'm thinking, is this dude reading 2 books at the same time? And while he's reading the smaller book, is he also reading the bigger book? That's millionaire type stuff, reading 2 books at the same time. You flip to one page, bam, go to another page. And then like when you're streaming, You're looking at different monitors. That's what millionaires are doing. Patrick Bet-David, when he was on his lunch breaks at Papa John's and on his breakfast breaks, you don't even know Papa John's had breakfast. He was going in there during breakfast time, and on his breakfast breaks, he was reading books like this. Okay?
Dude, you're not making any sense at all.
Hey man, don't.
Dude, you're basically pulling shit out of your ass and throwing it at me and making me think I need to say something smart about what you're saying. Because the analogies that you're making are making no sense right now, man.
Let's break it down. Okay?
Breaking what down? Why are we looking at a book? You never read that book, so why are you even looking at the book? Well, how are you? You're not even reading both books at the same time. You're just reading like the contents right now.
We are looking at the contents here, and we're breaking it down for the listener here. All right. Success factors: reading books on your lunch break.
You didn't even start the top.
Reading books on your lunch break at Papa John's.
That's not what it said.
Okay, so your job right now: quit it. Go work at Papa John's. Start reading books on your lunch break.
Nah, man. I'm good where I'm at. I'm telling you, the post office is where it's at.
Hey, don't tell these people where you work at.
I've already told MLB, the dude that like does modern like dating. Like,
MLB, I thought like the baseball league. I was like, what?
Dude, that's what keeps popping up when I look up him on YouTube and like Google and stuff like that. Just baseball stuff. That's like he's like that was the worst branding name he could probably like put out there for himself. But I guess it works out because his like website is MLD.
You know, and the problem, vocation. Okay,
yeah.
Reading books on your lunch break at Papa John's. That's the first thing they say. If you're not working at Papa John's, you're working at Domino's. Hey, read your books on your lunch break there, too. So,
yeah.
The point is, you gotta be reading, okay?
Reading over and over again.
Patrick Bet-David didn't go to school.
Books.
He read some books, now he owns a business, okay?
Yeah.
Now you're probably thinking like, oh, like, you know, you're in your business class at Harvard. Oh, you're at Harvard. And the guy's talking about, like, yeah, the economy, blah, 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 how to cut down on costs, how to do payroll. First off, what is payroll? Is Donald Trump talking about payroll? I don't think so. He's talking about McDonald's.
Hell yeah, he got the button in the like office and everything.
And here's the
ready
thing:
for McDonald's.
if Patrick Bet-David's like, read some books. Okay, how many books has Donald Trump read? Has he even read his own book? I don't think so. Who has more money? That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe you don't know as much as you think. But also books, like, what if I'm like watching videos? Videos are like books without the words. You know, so like this is stuff you really gotta consider, the changing landscape of the game, right?
Right.
You know, like Sam Bankman-Fried, he's in jail now.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different type of economy. Maybe like some criminals, some gang members, they need to know about crypto. They want to know about FTX and crypto exchange.
Yeah.
You know, because all they're doing is exchanging cigarettes for like, you know,
exchanging cigarettes for booty.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like booty coin. That's the next cryptocurrency.
Dude, like, get everybody, like, this would be a good idea right here, right now. This would be a really, really good idea, I think. Like, you know how Andrew Tate says, in order to, like, make people not want to do, you know, bad things and get sent to jail, like, for doing those, like, bad things.
Yeah.
You should, like, instead of sending them to jail, you should send them out into, like, the desert. And, like, give them, like, 1 meal a day while they're out in the desert and stuff like that, right?
So he should be in the desert then, because he's in jail now.
I mean, but, like, he's not convicted yet. Like, we're still waiting on the conviction on that.
I mean, there's pretty good evidence against him.
It is pretty good evidence, but, like, until, like, they straight up, like, convict him in the court of law, like innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Except in that country, it's guilty until proven innocent.
Well, it's kind of like that here, too. But, you know, the funny thing about Andrew Tate is there's, like, a genre of, like, YouTuber that came out that's, like, female advocating for Andrew Tate. Like, there's...
like, that was a new genre. Like, who was it? Beatrice and, like, the other girl that worked with Andrew Tate, they, like, came out and, like, said some things, and ever since then, girls have just been, like, Pearl. Have you listened to Pearl?
No, but I know this one British girl. She has like brown hair. She goes on the street and she talks about Bitcoin and she interviews people like, do you know who Andrew Tate is? And like her whole thing's like, you know, you think Andrew Tate's bad, but he's actually good. And you know, it's a genre of like YouTuber where it's like, oh, it's a hot female advocating for like stuff dudes like.
Yeah.
And you know, so instead of like...
So basically e-girl and Twitch community.
Pretty much, because like the genre of YouTuber is essentially like, I'm going to take something people like hate and then I'm gonna be like for it. Like,
Yeah.
Like when Donald
Hey,
Trump,
it works though.
It does work because like when Donald Trump was running for office, that's what like a lot of people like made a lot of money and got a lot of fans, essentially taking the opposite position of whatever the mainstream opinion of it was.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like, you know, these random girls are like, oh, I've never met Andrew Tate, and like, you know, like I've had like no relation with him or whatever, but I'm gonna go around saying like he's being framed for stuff and like this and that, you know. So it's kind of weird, like, you know, taking a position for somebody that you've like never met or whatever, and then just being like, oh, he was framed. I'm like, how do you know? Do you have like the documents? It's like no.
No.
Which that whole thing's kind of funny because like, here's why I don't think Andrew Tate's a serious person, and I've said this before. You know, one, he says himself he doesn't read. Now, reading doesn't necessarily make you a smart person, but you know, I think most smart people do read in some form or fashion, right?
Yeah.
And because, you know, reading contains like a lot of information that it would be hard to kind of break down just talking about or just like watching like something about, right?
Mm.
But he like completely disregards it. Like, imagine if someone was like, I'm just not gonna learn math, like any form of math at all. Like, I don't want to know what 2 + 2 is. I don't want to know how to use a calculator. I don't want to do any of that. Now, I don't like math either, but if I were to say that'd be kind of silly, right?
Right.
Same deal with like history. Like, oh, it's like happened in the past. I don't want to know anything that happened then. My point is like, if you're like, oh, I don't want to do any of like whatever, then that's kind of like a ignorance. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So for someone that kind of has a position as like an influencer or someone that people should take like seriously, you know, it doesn't really seem, because like, okay, like you don't read, so like you're against in some form or knowledge, you're against like learning stuff in some form, right? Because if you won't read, you know, you probably don't want to learn things, you know. So one, if your whole thing's like being an intellectual or someone that should be taken seriously, but you're like, oh, I don't read, then like I probably wouldn't take you seriously. Does that make sense?
So I understand what you're saying.
Now he doesn't have to be like a eloquent speaker, like a Jordan Peterson type, and like drop random like
me.
Yeah.
I'm an eloquent speaker.
Right. But in some way you have to like you're a comedian, right? And
Are we? Is this a comedian podcast? Is
Yeah.
this comedy?
Yeah,
or
I
are we
think
doing
so.
comedy things right now?
well, maybe, but
Are we gonna have a stand-up special in like 2 months? Whenever I get all my people
Yeah.
ready, and we're gonna be at the bar down the street.
yeah, that'd be good. But what I'm saying is like if you're trying to be a sensation. But if you're trying to be like a comedian, in some form you have to have an idea about how the world works or how people work, because your job is to kind of like poke fun about the experiences like people have or how the world works.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, sort of like if you go into a random group of people and you start talking about stuff like only you know, you're not going to be able to connect with them because they don't know what you're talking about. Like, could you talk in like binary? Yeah, but like most people wouldn't know what you were talking about. They just hear 001, 001, and whatever that means, you know?
Yeah.
So and also like Andrew Tate's like kickboxing record. I don't really know how good exactly he is, but you know, they want to make, you know, a big thing about that. And well, you know, not even knowing how to judge if his competition was even good or not. You know, so. But anyway, I think it's like, I don't know, that's kind of funny with me about Andrew Tate. And also, like, he got busted because for like no reason he's getting into like a Twitter beef with Greta Thunberg.
Do you really believe that though? Like,
That's
if,
what he
if they
did.
wanted to get him, they could have gotten him at any point in time. I was listening to the podcast with PBD and Andrew Tate's his attorney, the one that helped like Chris Brown and all those other people out and everything. And basically,
Yeah.
like, they were basically just breaking down, like, if you think that the pizza box, Greta Thunberg, all that stuff was like the reason he got caught, like, you're really like lowballing this like all the way because for one, like that don't countries like see if you come into their country, like don't they keep documentation of like people like coming in and out of their country, like
Right, but the thing is,
regardless if it's private jets or not, like he still has to like show
Okay,
that his
so-
passport when he comes into the country.
but I
Regardless,
think it's a different question though, because what you're talking about is, were they tracking his movements?
Mm.
Yes, but the crime isn't, hey, you were going to and fro. That's not even a crime. The crime is sex trafficking.
Mm.
And it all depends on what the legal bar is for that and like what it means within their country, right?
Yeah.
So what people I think have to understand is that for every crime there's certain criteria that you kind of have to meet. So like self-defense, right?
Right.
A public misconception is like oh, I can claim self-defense and like I won't be charged with a particular crime. But the thing is, the bar for self-defense is actually pretty high, and you have to kind of judge, like you have to be able to prove that you thought your life was in reasonable danger, and you had to take lethal action to protect your life.
Okay.
Now-
With
now-
that being said, like
But-
in Romania,
but
Romania is a
You get what I'm
part.
saying, though, right?
Yeah, I get what you're
Okay,
saying.
not to cut you off, but I want to make sure, like, I made sense there. But go ahead.
All right, with you saying that, you know that Romania is like a impoverished country, right? They like
Yeah.
a lot of people live underneath the poverty line for the most part in Romania, right?
Right.
So when you like see this story with Tate and like these girls and the allegations of him like sex trafficking them and using lover boy method and all that good stuff,
All that
What?
good stuff?
all that good stuff,
You heard- you
that
heard
good
here,
stuff,
folks. You heard
that
here,
good
folks.
stuff.
Yeah.
But you see the allegations of him like doing these things. Why are you taking it away now?
Well,
It's
I
not
don't
gonna sound right.
want to sound too loud, but now
No,
that
bring it closer. I can always like.
yeah, I
edit
do
it
sound
later.
kind of far away when I did that. Anyway,
But okay,
on.
so when they have this opportunity to make money, like if you watch Tate's videos, he was basically giving half and half, right? Half and half with the girls.
well,
for the most part,
you don't know that for sure. It's
You don't
just
know that for
word.
sure, of course.
We would have to see like.
But like they were still making more money that they would have made instead of working at like a convenience or like a grocery store somewhere, you know?
Well, that's what they said, but we don't until we have like documents. Like for instance, like the key thing is okay, we can judge wealth based off appearance, right?
Right.
Like if someone has a bust down watch or a Bugatti like Tate has, right?
Yes.
But as most of us know, like you can pretend to be rich. You can have like some fake Gucci, or you can have a fake watch, or you can have a real watch, but that doesn't mean you're rich.
Mm.
I can go out there and I can rent a Bugatti for the day, take some Instagram pictures, and act like I'm rich, but it doesn't really mean I'm rich.
And also
So-
you'd be broke the next day.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Tate, we don't really know what the facade of what, like, Tate really is, right? Because, like, in some part, his job as, like, an influencer or someone that is influential is to kind of embody the lifestyle of what people want him to be, right? So,
Right.
like, if he's not rich, or if he doesn't appear rich, he can't then go and like sell this idea to people like hey, I'm a hustler and you should learn from me. Like Hustlers University, his whole thing, like if he doesn't look rich, then no one's gonna invest in like that program, right?
Right.
Because they'll have no reason to be like him.
Mm.
So, for one, we don't really know if he is who he says he is. We don't know if he's as rich as he says he is. We don't know if, like you said, these women were.
But okay, you don't know if he's as rich as he says he is, but
Right.
the Romanian government is steady taking like millions of dollars away from this man, like his Bitcoin, his cars, all that stuff. Like, so that doesn't show that he's like got money. Like even that though they're taking these assets that he has,
Okay.
he still has some on the side somewhere. Maybe with his war room fellows, maybe with like outside the country in Sweden,
Right.
like in a like hidden bank somewhere.
Yeah, that is okay. That is a possibility,
Mhm.
right? Like, okay, so say if they're seizing like a car that's worth X amount of money and it's like actually registered in his name or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it might indicate that Tate actually does have money, right? But my point is like the clearest example of how much money you actually got is like a tax return or some tax audit or whatever. And the thing is, like a lot of rich people really don't want that because like they want to keep their money offshore. They want them to be hidden in some LLCs or like some what's it called, shelter companies or what, shell companies, whatever, you know, to kind of muddy the waters, to be like, you know, because Donald Trump does this. Like sometimes Donald Trump will go out there and be like, hey, I'm super rich. And then the government's like, are you though? And he's like, actually, I'm not that rich. Blah, blah, blah.
I didn't pay anything on my taxes next
Right.
year. I paid $1 million in taxes.
And so I think, let's assume, I think Tate's probably a smart enough guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's well spoken and everything.
He's well spoken, and he knows his audience, and he knows what his market is. So I think in some ways too, you know, he or his lawyer is designing ways to kind of deflect certain criticisms, right? So like, you know,
I think what the war room should do is, you know, like just send the girl into the judge's office and everything like that. Be like, hey, you can have this girl whenever you want to.
right.
And just like,
And
just let our boy go. Just let our boy go.
It is kind of funny too, because not funny, haha, but like supposedly Tate has said he went to Romania because of their lax human trafficking laws. So
Yeah.
like, why is Romania prosecuting him for that now?
Oh, because the United States government actually told them to do that. They like sent them money to like, you know, capture Tate and everything like that.
But I would have figured if Tate went there for, let's say,
In my opinion.
allegedly, let's say
Yeah.
allegedly, if he allegedly went there to do human sex trafficking, he probably also would have considered like, hey, he would have chosen a country where there's no extradition clause. So like, and also I thought, why would the United States want him? I thought he was mainly
Oh,
resigning.
because he was like going against the establishment. He said in the podcast, he said, I am like so influential now that I can like basically like I can influence a presidential debate or influence a presidential election.
I think he's just talking out of his rear end there.
But like he's the most like he would like for a while there, for a few months in a row, he was the most viewed man or most looked up man.
I did hear that, but he resided in London. As far as I know,
Yeah.
he had no
Luton.
he had no supposed crimes in the United States. So really, what we're talking about is kind of conjecture, and I guess I kind of got us off track a bit because there are some things that don't quite add up in terms of like, okay, why would I would have figured if he chose Romania, he would have chosen a country with no extradition clause. So like, you know, when the Wall Street guys were like scamming a bunch of people, they chose, and a lot of people choose Swiss banks because of their privacy. In terms of like, oh, like, you know, we won't tell where the money's coming from. We won't divulge client information unless, you know, under most circumstances, and that's why they like it. So I would have figured, okay, Romania has these lax sex trafficking rules or whatever, right? So let's say maybe the laws don't exist, or maybe the laws aren't very well enforced, or whatever, right?
I mean, fucking all the hoes.
Yeah. So I would have figured if he was considering that, he would have chosen a country with no extradition clause because he used to live in the UK and then he moved to Romania supposedly because he couldn't live in the UK anymore.
Yeah.
And he can't even go back to the UK because of those like restrictions. He can go into like other countries like Saudi Arabia or Romania or whatever, but he can't go back to the UK. He can't go into the United States because.
I mean, technically, he can come in the United States. They just might arrest him if he shows up here because of like certain things.
But you know what I mean by like.
Yeah.
Like when I say can't, I don't mean like there's a force field in the sky. Like
But I feel like I feel like as soon say he beats the case and he like gets released free and everything like that, he's moving to Dubai straight up. He's never going to leave Dubai ever again. He's just going to pack up and leave. And
did he live in Dubai?
Yeah, he has real estate in Dubai. So like, he's definitely going to move to Dubai.
He says, like I said, you don't really know if what he says is true unless you have certain documentation. So that's what my mindset is, because I'm like a cynical person, especially if you're like a internet personality. It's all about like how you market yourself and all that, and context is lost in certain things. So, who knows? But what I'm saying is the thing. I don't really take Tate really seriously because people forget. Remember, he was like the second guy that wanted to box Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I think after he beat Ben Askren, Jake Paul knocked out Ben Askren, I found this random video where, like, it was Andrew Tate, and he was saying, like, offering Jake, like, 50 grand to, like, fight him or whatever, right? And at the time, no one knew who this guy was. No one even, like, knew, like, he was calling him out, whatever, right? So it was that, and then, like, he had this big old COVID party that was, like, a big scandal or whatever. But, no one was really, like, no one knew who he was. Like, no one was paying attention to him. And then all of a sudden, he, like, blows up.
You know why he blows up, though? Think about it. He hit, like, 13 to 20 different podcasts. And, like, while, like, YouTube Shorts, Reels, and, like, TikTok was, like, blasting up, they were starting to cut these, like, long format things into, like, 15, 20-second reels.
Yeah.
And then, like, you were just seeing him everywhere. And in his Hustlers University, they were like, trying to get you to affiliate link yourself into their business by, like, making these videos on social media and shooting them out there for him.
Well, the interesting thing is, I think Tate kind of came at the end of this whole spectrum of people before it became known as the manosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. These guys talking about self-improvement and things like that, because before Tate, for one, if the stuff Tate talks about isn't completely original, because, like, there are these pickup artists in the 2000s that were making living, like, talking about the same stuff, right? Like, the guy who wrote The Game, or the people that were based off the character Will Smith played in that movie Hitch.
Ooh, that was
good. Like, okay, so, like, his ideas aren't
focus.
Yeah, his ideas aren't completely original. It's like, okay, you gotta get money and you gotta, like, dress a certain way, blah blah blah. But it's been stuff that these guys have been saying. But then he also, later on, there's people like Jocko Willink, and there's people like David Goggins. Mm-hmm. Now, they're also in the whole self-improvement thing. But the way that, like, differentiates them from someone like Tate is...
They don't get political at all.
Actually, that's not true at all. Jocko Willink does get political.
I've never seen David Goggins get political.
He's really not political, but here's what I'm saying is that they're all in the self-improvement space, right?
Yeah.
But Andrew Tate's whole idea about how to improve yourself is oversimplified. Mm-hmm. Meaning, like, okay, and it's... Maybe it's not framed as easy, but it's like an easy answer, right? Like, oh, I'm the guy that doesn't know how to talk to women. It's like, okay, first off, get money. Second off,
super simple.
Yeah, get money, work out,
better yourself,
and, like, all you gotta do, and that's where marketing comes in. And, like, if you want to know how to make money, you gotta sign up for my Hustlers University. Mm. And it was like, okay, that sounds simple. I want to know how to get girls make money. How to make money. Sign for Hustlers University.
Yeah.
But Jocko Willink and David Goggins, like, their whole thing is it's not easy. Like, they're like, okay, you're going to actually have to work on yourself. It's going to be, like, hard. You're going to have to go to war with your mind. You have to work out, like, a whole lot and really, like, battle your past and your demons. That's like that.
That's a funner way of looking at it. Well, like, there's demons after me, and I gotta build up muscle and bulk to, like, get rid of them. Build my mind.
That's not an easy. People want easy solutions. That's not an easy solution because
the easy way out is never the best way out.
Right, but that's what Tate promises, and
sometimes it can be easy. Like, the internet is like a really weird place like that. Like, you
put
out one good product, and you could be set for life. Or you need to just keep working on another one. It just works that way.
I mean, I guess you could be, but it's not that simple. What I'm saying is, like, it's not that simple. And guys like Jocko and David Goggins, they don't frame it as simple. They actually frame it more realistically, like, you got to make a commitment and it's going to take time, blah, blah, blah. But Andrew Tate's whole thing is like, oh, if you just listen to everything I say, then you'll suddenly be an alpha male or whatever. So okay, so these guys exist, but their way of doing things is like, oh, that's too difficult, or like, I don't want to actually have to look within myself and overcome things. I like what Tate's talking about how, like, you know,
if I can get the easy way out by like just getting in the program. All I need to do to make money is give a little bit of money to this other person.
Because the truth is, like, that's viewing like women as a whole and kind of generalizing them to the point of like, oh, you know, what do women like? Oh, they like guys that get money. So just get money, and therefore you get women. And that's, for some, like, maybe, but then also probably not. You know, everyone's like different, you know, like, so those guys exist. Then you got the Jordan Peterson type, which was like, you know, all about like stand up with your back straight and like all based like psychology and the clinical
stuff. Too bad he's getting his license revoked. And like, I like what he said about like the reason why he's upset about like them trying to take his license. It's not him like giving up his license. It's them trying to take it, and he doesn't want them to take it. Well, so like he's gonna fight to keep his license just because like he doesn't want anything to be taken from him. But I like that mindset from him.
He hasn't practiced in several years. That's how the license works. You have to get continuing.
But when he does practice, it's like they're saying that it's not. He's not doing it the right, and so he has to get rehabilitated and back into the right way. Which
but
that's
not true. He hasn't practiced because he hasn't needed to practice. He can write a book and then go on tour for freaking 2 years and make millions of dollars each time he steps on a stage. Why would he need to practice? Like, that would, one, be harder, and two, it wouldn't be as lucrative. So that's why he doesn't. That's why he's getting his license revoked, is because that's what happens. Like, if you don't use your certification, within a certain amount of time, you lose it.
Yeah.
Same with teaching, same with like that.
Medical field.
Oh, yeah. So I guess what my point is, what I'm trying to say is that Tate talks about a lot of what these other people talk about, but one, he frames it as easier and more simplified, and two, like, in some ways, I guess, like, yeah, I guess if you look at him, he kind of seems like what people think an alpha male is like. Even though he's not like Navy SEAL alpha male like Goggins or Jocko Willink is, but he's like a kickboxer or like whatever. And, that's enough to like frame it as like, oh, I'm an alpha male, I used to fight and I got money and all this other stuff. So my whole thing is that Tate has borrowed these ideas and then incorporated into his own, because like this audience has always kind of been there. Like Peterson's audience has always kind of been like,
they're just basically like hopscotching from each and every person.
Right, and it all depends on like what people kind of want. Like Jordan Peterson is like Andrew Tate for people that want to feel smart and Andrew Tate for people that want to feel smart, like they want to because he references like biblical stuff, Nietzsche.
Yeah, that man is like he goes hard in paint when it comes to like referencing these like higher things. Like his like girls are basically the queen of the chessboard and guys are the king. The guys can only move one square at a time, but the girl can just like go all across the board, up, down, across everything, diagonal.
Right.
And it's like I like hearing those. Like it's just. It sounds better when you hear it in story format, It sounds like more like, I guess that's why they say when you, like me being a single dad, as you should know, like when my son sees me, like I need to have like something like that done that's like that's motivated for him to like, keep moving in for himself when I like come home and stuff to him and everything. Like have a story like, oh yeah, I was at the post office, man.
Yeah.
And like there's this deer and I was like, yeah, I want to eat that deer, so I'm gonna run over that thing with my mail vehicle and just like drag it into the back of the van and take it to this like butcher shop and they'll cut it up for me. And that's why you're eating right now. That's the only way you can eat.
What Tate kind of speaks to is consumer culture, where like everything's about like, you gotta get money, and like when you have money, you gotta like essentially like get these things that reflect your wealth, right?
Right.
Like you gotta get the nice cars, you gotta dress a certain way, you gotta have the watch or whatever, and that's what people kind of think success looks like. You can, as opposed to like you can be like Bill Gates and be like a super millionaire, but like drive a Toyota and like, oh, that doesn't look as cool as the other stuff, right? Like flying on private jets and things like that. So I feel like Andrew Tate, that's like his image, and that's what he's kind of speaking to. But and it's speaking to an audience of people that like, I think as the internet becomes more common, and it's probably been like this for a while, and dating apps are more common, like people gradually are growing more apart from each other, and they don't know how to talk to each other, and it's gotten to the point where some kind of feel alienated from like females to the point where like they're like different, like you gotta talk to them different.
I mean, you have to. They're basically growing up in like softer times. There's like no war, no famine or anything like that.
And
you're like everybody's more like they're all like, oh, there's nothing to like worry about. Let me create something to worry about,
Right. And
this man is like making like $1 million a year and like he's taking care of me. Let me ruin that so I can have some drama in my life.
Yeah, and it does make sense. Like it seems almost logical, but like for instance, like there was a clinical psychologist. He was like a professor like Jordan Peterson, I guess at Toronto University or some university. His name was Gad Saad, and he talked a lot about evolutionary psychology. And a lot of what evolutionary psychology is like, like men used to be the hunters, women used to be the gatherers. So like, men took care of women, and evolutionary speaking, women have been conditioned to like, want men to like provide for them. Now I had a teacher in university that kind of like poked holes in that, saying, well, it sounds like it makes sense, but there's no research indicating that like that's like an actual thing. Evolutionary psychology sounds like it's a thing, but it's like, it sounds like it's a real thing, but like there's no research indicating it's actually like that. But for people that don't like know any better, like they think that, oh, that sounds logical, that makes sense, blah blah blah, and that's the same stuff Tate does. Like it's kind of like the word pseudoscience it sounds like science, but it's not science, right? Like they can make it sound like that. You can use pseudoscience to make it sound like you know what you're talking about, but it doesn't really mean you know what you're talking about. So I feel like that's what Andrew Tate's whole thing is,
basically a pseudo manosphere in a way.
Essentially, like he's making it seem like he knows, he knows about women because he has women around him.
And he has the experience because he's older than most guys that are in his demographic.
What is he like, in his 30s?
He's in his 30s, but the people who are listening to him are like 14.
Yeah, like 14 and 17 or whatever.
So he's like got the experience on those people.
They're young kids that like think like that's how you like talk to women.
Young, impressionable young men.
Right, like there are a lot of people out there that can sound smart, but doesn't really mean they're smart. Like people can think like, oh, smart means I use big words, but to me, smart means like you can think critically, and you can solve problems, and you can explain yourself reasonably well, and you don't have to use a lot of the big words that make you smart, because you can use big words but not know what they even mean. So that's not smart. So
but like what's crazy is he knows the like words that he says. He knows the big words. Like he has people on, like when he gets on people's podcasts, like Your Mother's House podcast, like why whatever H and everything like that with Tom Segura and all them. Right. It's like when he was saying like words that like the Christina P didn't even know, and she had to ask him, and like when he like basically told her the definition of it without even looking it up, it like baffled them, like because that's how well spoken this man is.
I guess, but you can learn new words from playing Words with Friends, and then be like, oh, I'm gonna use this in like a sentence.
Yeah, but like, when have you heard a word that you like, and then like 2 days later you remember like what it meant and everything, and just used it?
Well, a while ago I was watching Bleach, and they used the word astute, and then I looked it up, and then
astute?
I've known what astute means ever since.
For real?
Astute, yeah. Yeah, meaning like you can use information to your own advantage. That's what astute means. So I remembered that like forever. So who knows? Like, and also the words don't make you smart necessarily. That's like just like reading a bunch doesn't make you necessarily smart about how to use that information to your advantage. So like when someone like Patrick Bet-David's like, oh, just read some books, it's like, okay, and then what?
Then what?
You know,
how am I going to act on it if I don't know? I still don't know what to do.
Right. You make it sound like you know so much about business or whatever. You're just talking in like vague cliches, right?
Yeah, not everybody can read a book and like get what you get out of it. You know, like
right.
everybody's different when it comes to like the information given to them. Some people are visual. Some people read. Some people like. You know, they need to do hands-on work. Like everybody's different.
Like Elon Musk, everyone wants to ride his nuts or whatever, but
dick riding Elon.
Yeah.
Dick riding for America.
But I don't really think he's as smart as he says he is, because one, I think he's not super involved in he's more involved in being the face of his companies, but he's not figuring out how the cars actually work. He's hiring engineers to do that.
Yeah, but he still is like the brain behind like technology in a way. He helps run it by he funds the technology, and he gets these smart people to help like develop it. You know.
Bill Burr had a joke about that. He's like a joke about Steve Jobs. He was like, yeah, I bet Steve Jobs just comes out on the stage and he's like, the new iPhone's gonna have this, and then he just tells the interns to figure it out later. Like the interns like underpaid, they're working in the basement.
Figure it out later.
So he's just like, his whole thing is like, if you're the CEO of a company, your job is essentially to get money and to satisfy the shareholders. That is a business position. It's different from, say, the engineering department.
Unless you're a private company, so that's a little bit.
Not necessarily. The Theranos case.
No.
Okay, so essentially this girl, Elizabeth Holmes, she founded this company, Theranos, which is about like developing this blood testing equipment that was supposed to run a whole bunch of blood tests through like one small finger prick, right? Now early on, before she actually decided to start this company, she was told by a professor that like it's scientifically impossible to do blood tests like that. You just can't do it, right?
Right.
Like it's sort of like how like the technology at the time and like how blood acts or something like that. She just couldn't do it. It sounded good, but the professor was like, yeah, scientifically speaking, it's just impossible. So she shut that down. But Elizabeth Holmes was like, nah, I'm gonna like try to make it happen anyway. So eventually she found people that would like work with her, and the reason her company got started was she talk to venture capitalists. Now, venture capitalists are essentially like rich people that give money to make other people rich, essentially, right?
Right.
And a lot of what business is just selling people on an idea or a product and then like promising to make it happen. And so a lot of times venture capitalists are just sold on the idea first. They just happen to have the money. So that's what Elizabeth Holmes was really good at, was selling them on the idea and to get them to invest and believe like they could actually do this whole thing. Eventually they started the company and they would try to make this thing work, and it didn't work, but then they kept put up obstacles in the way to kind of make it seem like it was working. Like they weren't using their own machines, they were using some other blood testing machines that were different from theirs.
Yeah.
But they weren't going to show that because it would essentially invalidate their product, right? And they kept this whole thing going like, oh, like it's a thing that actually works and like you can use it. And they kept getting more and more money. Eventually, though, they couldn't make it work. They got found out and the company got
put under
bankrupted.
Basically.
But essentially, I bring all that up is because Elizabeth Holmes was a dropout from Stanford. She had no background in like bioengineering or medical or healthcare. But what she did know was about how to sell her idea to investors, and that's how you get the money. It's not really knowing like what you're actually talking about, and that's what CEO's whole job is. Now, is that saying like is that saying like CEOs are all dumb and they don't know things? Like no, but like Elon Musk, I guarantee you, Elon Musk does not know as much about the science and how to build these cars as say his engineers do, right? Because his main thing is like, okay, I'm going to keep the investors happy. I'm going to keep the money flowing into the company, because like, look at what happened when he took over Twitter. He takes over Twitter, fires most of the Twitter engineers, and then the site starts performing very badly, and then he tries to get back the people that he fired.
When was this? When did he start trying to get these people back?
Like a while ago. He was like, oh man, I shouldn't have fired you guys. Like, can you guys come back? After you laid off like 40% of the workforce or whatever. And of course, a lot of people quit too, but then the whole thing was like, people were like, oh, Elon Musk is like such this great businessman, he'll be able to make Twitter better. And arguably he hasn't, right? Because he was like, oh, people will pay to be verified on Twitter. Well, no, they won't. And they haven't, largely. And, people are like, oh, people won't get censored or whatever, and people have been getting censored, so it's all just like smoke and mirrors, I think. I think people tend to put too much stock in, like, what, these heads of companies, how qualified they really are, when, really, they're just spokespeople to get, like, money coming in. But, yeah, did any of that make sense? I felt like I ran with like 10.
You just ran through it, and I was listening, but then you started like explaining yourself twice over, and I was like,
what did I explain twice over though?
You explained like basically like how like the CEO has this plan to like get the investors to invest into them and everything.
Right.
When you said that the second time, I was like, all right, I think he's about to go into the same thing, saying the same thing twice, but in a different way. So I just kind of like checked out right there.
Delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, but like. With Elon Musk, like that's a whole different thing. He could be a genius technically and know these things, and you just saying these things but not knowing exactly what he knows. Yeah, he has the engineers for Twitter and all that good stuff that he like got rid of, and he's I guess trying to get them back now, as you say.
Right.
But I mean, in the end, like he's like maybe those engineers don't have to drive to work like the people he wants to bring in, because some people in this world actually want to like die. Like they only want to sleep like 4 hours a night and like work like the rest of 20 hours a day,
I guess. But
like there's people that are driven that way. Like they want to just kill themselves working. Look at Japan. That's why Japan's the greatest fucking country in the world, bro. That's why Japan works. Because everybody works. Everybody's working hard. Everybody's like putting it. What are you doing, boy?
You're freaking.
You like my books, my Japanese like mangas, boy?
You're blasting my ears here, man.
Hell yeah, I'm trying to blast your ears.
Oh man, quit blasting my ears.
Like Andrew Tate was big because he spoke up higher, like higher pitched voice, boy.
When me and my friend were in New York City, there was this bookstore that had a whole floor of books.
Just anime.
No, all in Japanese. But yeah, all in anime.
Anime. And they were in Japanese too? Like they just had books that were written in Japanese.
So here, it was like a bookstore of like 3 floors. The first floor was like a regular bookstore. Then like the second floor was like an all Japanese bookstore, meaning like it was written in Japanese and everything. And he got like, the first volume of Fullmetal Alchemist all in Japanese, in the kanji or whatever.
Yeah.
And then some other book. So it was like a book like this, but it'd be, instead of like in English, of course, he'd written in kanji, and I guess he was using it to figure out how to read, because he was figuring out how to read kanji or whatever. And then the third floor was a like manga anime section. I got the first volume of Berserk and Vagabond there, and I've been on a big Berserk kick lately, where I've watched the anime and now I'm reading the manga to catch up to where the anime left off. And luckily, there's a website online where you can essentially read the manga for free.
He's not talking about what are those things called? Powered Insights? He's not talking about that. We do things the right way here.
Well, hey, I didn't put it on the site. It's out there.
It's definitely out there,
Hey, we're not advertising it here.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
We're watching that Jake Paul fight legally. We're buying that pay-per-view.
Oh, that's today?
Yeah. I forgot it was a pay-per-view though. I was like,
pay-per-view.
But then,
let me look it up.
Like they're charging $50 to watch a Jake Paul fight. I'm like,
Tommy Fury?
Yeah. Jake Paul.
So you said it's pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be on ESPN or anything like that?
I mean, it is on ESPN, but they're charging a pay-per-view for it.
Watch.
Is it 5 star? Yeah, I figured it would have. It's like $50 or whatever. I'm like, forget that. Nobody wants to watch a boxing undercard, dude.
A boxing undercard?
Yeah, you're not even guaranteed any knockouts or anything.
How do you get rid of that? Oh.
See, I don't mind Jake Paul too much, but like he wants to like lean into his anti-hero or villain persona, but then when he does that, he just gets kind of cringy. Like you see the face-off between those two,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I don't sleep ever."
Ever.
I'm like, you clearly do sleep. Like otherwise you'd be like dead. Like that's not even trash talk. It's like,
Where are these tickets at, though?
tickets.
Yeah, like you said, it's pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, go to ESPN Plus.
Oh, so it's on ESPN Plus. Yeah, Punk.
You can use my account if you want.
I went to the wrong one.
Like go to ESPN Plus. There you go.
Oh my god. I don't know why I was doing all this.
Well, you clicked on it. That's why it's doing all
I
that.
guess. I just had to finish letting it load. Why is it with the Disney bundle?
Well, go to log in first off.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, you can type it in right here. Is
Alright.
that your phone or mine?
I don't think it's my phone. No, it's your phone, dude.
Dude,
You
that's
know-
probably those people at work, because, like, I'll be leaving people at work and stuff like that. I'll take your thing off screen, huh?
Okay, am I safe?
Yeah, you're good now. Oh,
Wait,
I'm about to go get some
wait.
sweet tea.
Wait, nothing's on the thing. You gotta click on the thing.
So what do you like about the setup so far, Ian?
Yeah, I like it.
Is it fire though?
I guess.
What do you mean you guess? Don't worry, I'll make it
You
look better.
got too many computers over here, man. You got 2
Yeah,
monitors.
it's so like in case we want to look up something.
That's an absurd amount of sweet tea, man.
Huh?
That's like a gallon jug of sweet tea, dude. This is like an ASMR video. The way you're getting all the background.
I
You
know,
see,
I know.
when you put down that glass, it was like super loud. It was like smash.
Smash, go.
All right.
Dude, it's really weird looking at this like thermostat just in the background right here.
You need to click on the password section so I can actually. You didn't click on the password
Oh,
section.
sorry. Dude, this is weird, bro. This is weird seeing this thing in the background. I'm gonna see if I can change that.
Oh wait, let
This
me,
is-
let me do it again.
I can't believe you. You're taking forever.
Let's see. Wait, log in. What?
It's not working. Let's go back.
Hold up.
Is that right?
Yeah. Okay.
What's that? Dude. I want to go to Japan so bad, Ian. It's not even funny no more, Ian.
Oh, I wasn't hitting the A. That's where I'm used to. Wait, where's the A at?
The A?
Yeah.
You can't see that A right there, bruh?
It's not an A.
That's an A right there, bruh.
Why is it sideways?
Why is it sideways? I have it as an arrow. Do you want me to get you another keyboard? I got another keyboard with all the letters on it. I got another keyboard, man.
Okay, log in.
Let's go. We're in this motherfreaker. Woo! Woo! Let's go. No thanks. Alright, so this is it right here, right?
Yeah.
Is it going on right now?
Yeah. Dude, it's my account, man. You're not gonna buy a Jake Paul card on my account.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, yeah, no, dude.
PayPal that thing. We're gonna PayPal that thing. I told you.
Okay, cool. Hey, it's your money.
I don't care. So it's going on right now though, right?
Yeah.
So when did they start? Like 5 o'clock?
I don't know when their fight's supposed to start. We could have looked at, the live updates to see when it was gonna start.
Which one is it? Which one?
Just say no thanks.
No thanks. My Rakuten is saving me some money.
Alright, then go. Click on it. Jerome Paul versus Thomas Fury.
Down right here, I believe.
Wait a second, what?
In this fight.
It's already over? Hold up. Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Oh, wait. Go back to the very beginning of the fight. We're watching this fight. No, you went back to the very beginning of the card, man. Here, let me
We'll turn it down a little bit.
go to like right there to see when their fight starts. Dude, you know the fight's not starting that early, man.
In the sport of boxing.
Yeah, way, man. Way more. It's like the last card on the fight.
And there's still, I think,
Way more.
one dictator.
And I'm excited.
Yep.
But
Wait, and then like,
session, I'm gonna go out there.
you know, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, you know, 'cause he's just talking like he's not going out there.
He have his hands years. A sharp one. Professionals. Jake at 12 amateur fights.
Okay, keep going.
And on top of that, when it comes to Jake has
going.
a year, you know, from ever to
Gather around.
Jump to like right there. I say, because then it's going to be like 5 minutes as we're walking out to the ring. Speaking of which, I'm going to go to the bathroom and then I'm going to come back.
Alright. What's with these movie trailers, bro?
Dude,
Oh, do you want to wait? You want me to pause this for you?
No, they're gonna.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna keep it right here, then.
Yeah, I don't care about the whole. They take forever to get to that ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Announce the problem, Joe Paul.
The problem, child. Yeah. I'm digging this podcast setup, though. I'm gonna have to take it down when my son comes over because he's gonna freaking not like it at all. He's gonna try to tear it up. I already know it. Yeah. Your trade workout? Yeah, I got stop 90 in the profit.
TNT Dynamite. Why does every British person walk out to Sweet Caroline? Do we have the sound on for the thing, or are we just watching it?
Hold on, do you hear it in your ear?
No,
You don't hear it?
that's fine. I don't,
Hold on. I hear it in mine. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, you don't hear it in yours. That's weird.
yeah.
You hear it now?
He's playing Fortunate Son.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
How? Why do they always play American music when they're watching out? They're like,
I would play Japanese music on everything. Like my if I was in the UFC, my opening song would be that 86 song.
yeah.
The 86 opener.
He missed a key opportunity to play TNT because that's like his nickname or whatever. But okay, who do you think wins this fight?
Well, obviously we learned that Jake Paul can like box, so
He can knock us out too.
Yeah, so the way they were talking about it when we first like logged into this, like I'm pretty sure Jake Paul won.
Well, they weren't. First off, don't say that. You know,
don't think so?
we're actually watching the fight, so don't like give it away before we actually watch the fight.
But like it's unsure.
Yeah,
Like
no,
he
no,
could have
no,
lost
no,
all you
no.
know though.
Well, we don't know what happened because but that's just where it got off on. I think Jake Paul wins too
Yeah.
because he can knock guys out, and he's fought better guys than Tommy Fury has.
Mm.
So I do think
Who is Tommy Fury for one? 'Cause I don't even
he's
know.
like Tyson Fury's brother, but he's not being trained by the same people that Tyson Fury is,
Mm.
and he's like younger and just not as good as Tyson Fury.
Mm.
Tommy Fury has stated that he will
Yeah.
win the night before 4 rounds. Will he be
Then you want to speed this up, see if we can get to like the actual.
Yeah,
fight
let's
start,
get to the
right?
actual fight.
Here comes Jake
I
Paul.
bet Jake Paul.
Oh, was that Mike Tyson?
Yeah, Mike Tyson's there.
Oh shoot.
yesterday betting with love the world probably the smallest professional boxing ring we've
I bet Jake Paul walks out to like Lil Wayne or something.
Was he walking out to? Or they hadn't started the music yet. Paul Fury. What do you think they do with like merch and stuff like that? Like on the mic, you know how they have Paul Fury on the mic? They can't use that for the next like event. So what do they do with it? They just throw it away. Pay that $30, $50, put it on there, and then throw it away.
Yeah, he wants to pretend like he's a rapper or something.
Talking about Jake Paul.
Yeah, like he wants. That's why he has all the tattoos and like he has like a big old chain and all that other stuff.
Still not better than Logan Paul's like dragon thing, Pokemon
Yeah.
card. Still the best thing ever.
I knew he was gonna walk out to some rap, man. Like he.
You thought it was gonna be Lil Wayne though. I bet it's not Lil Wayne.
Well, yeah, I thought it'd be some rap like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Professional for 3 years. He is a known YouTuber, a social media superstar. But he has continued in his ascension, claiming that he is going to disrupt boxing.
Let's go.
With how big is he came in here to call now. Bold man galore. And after that of Jake Paul. That's
Ooh, look
Yeah.
at them stats. Age 26 and Tommy Fury 23. Tommy Fury's shorter than him, and he weighs more. Reach. He's got a shorter reach.
That
Knockout
weight's
percentage 50. That gum.
that weight's just their weigh-in weight. Like they cut water weight and then they like. So they could both be like at like 200 in the ring at least.
Oh, I got you.
Although I think Jake Paul probably walks around like 195, 200. I don't think they cut that much weight. You see, I don't like how all these people get in the ring right before a fight starts, and then afterward, like a whole bunch of people get in the ring too. Yeah, I skip all this too. They take forever
No,
to get to the
everything.
fight.
It's crazy.
That's why these boxing cards take so long. Like, I like the UFC events more because they speed things up. Okay, wait, rewind.
All right, here we go. Let's start.
Wait, pause it.
Pause it.
Okay, I'm gonna break down. I'm not a boxing expert, but I'll break down what I think.
Let's go, Joe Rogan.
I'll break down what I think each guy has to do. So, Jake's whole thing is he has power, right? So he's gonna try to land some power shots. But Tommy is supposed to be more like the skilled boxer, right?
Right.
So I think Tommy's plan should be to kind of keep Jake from really getting off those power shots. But what I think he's going to have to do is he's going to have to hit him with more volume. So I think he should really do a lot of jabs, maybe doubling, tripling up his jabs, doing a lot of feints, right? Giving Jake a lot of looks. So like Jake maybe will throw his shots early, and then he throws some counter punches. And then I also think Tommy Fury, being the more boxer, should work more towards the body. Jake might do some stuff to the body, but you know he's going to headhunt, right?
Headhunt.
He wants to.
He wants the knockouts.
Yeah, he wants to hit him with those power. And really, what this fight will see is what's Tommy's cardio like, because he kind of has gas with some of the guys he's fought, and also how good really is he, because the guys he's fought haven't been that good.
Yeah.
Granted, the guys Jake's fought haven't been that good boxing wise either, but one, they've had the resume, combat fighting resume, and two, he's gone 8 rounds more, and he's shown he can knock guys out and he can kind of fight through some adversity. Like Anderson Silva had good boxing, although
Yeah, but
older.
his body was awkward the whole time. He was always bending around,
Right.
like maneuvering himself in
And
awkward ways.
really, I think Anderson Silva didn't
I bet
take.
that wasted a lot of energy doing
I
that.
think Anderson Silva didn't take him that seriously, and I don't think guys take Jake that seriously until they really get hit with a shot. And Tyron Woodley, yeah, he I mean, I couldn't even watch their fight. He was clinching him like the whole time. So Tyron Woodley isn't really a good boxer. He was a good fighter, but he's not a great boxer. Now, what I think Jake's gonna do is, I think Jake to win this fight is all he has to do is just kind of outwork Tommy, right?
Right.
So I think he can probably take these early rounds off, maybe round 1 off, 2 rounds off, and see if Tommy Fury's going to get tired. Because what people are saying Tommy's going to do is he's going to really use a lot of volume on Jake, right? Like really go after him, trying to get him out early. But I don't think Jake really has to. I think maybe Jake...
He plays a slow game, basically.
Yeah, I think Jake can maybe like feel Tommy out for 1-2 rounds, and then he can see if Tommy starts getting tired.
Gotcha.
Which people think Tommy might start getting tired
Because he's not like built to do something like this long term or long runs.
He's only had 4-round fights. 8-round fights are a whole lot different. And 2, he's also like saying he wants to get Jake out early, first round or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Jake, if I'm Jake, I'm like, okay, let's see you try to do it. You know, like maybe I'll won't really. Maybe he might do a whole lot of jabs, maybe some body stuff, but like Jake won't really be looking for some major offense early on because he knows he has that extra time to work. So if I'm Jake, my whole thing would be get Tommy kind of tired out and then like really land some hooks on him.
Yeah, like when he starts slipping and start like putting his guard down because he doesn't think you're gonna like do anything. It's over.
But
just start tagging over and over again.
But the thing is about boxing is I'm trying to figure out a good way to say it. It's different from like say UFC. 1, because the gloves are bigger, and 2, they count for stuff more than say the UFC does, right?
Yeah, but the UFC uses the same like counting numbers. And
They do,
contact.
but the thing is like I'm trying to figure out how to. So like for instance, when they talk about knockouts in boxing, they're really not as common as in the UFC. 1, you're dealing more with like 4-ounce gloves. In the UFC, you're dealing with stuff like kicks, knees, takedowns, whatever, right?
Right.
Plus, the gloves in boxing are so big, you can kind of cover up and block a whole lot of stuff, right?
Right.
You know, so yeah you can.
And like you know how like they say don't like block up because they can just punch at you and it'll just come and hit you, right? So what you want to do is you want to use your hand moves like quick moves to knock it off trajectory.
Yeah, parry
and stuff like that. Yeah,
parry
so, like
and
knock it
counters,
off trajectory. Yeah.
parries and counters and things like that. So you know there's just stuff in boxing that they take into account with decision more than like everything else, and you know like just who's pressing the action, who's like throwing more shots, like. The shots might not even be hurting, but the fact you're throwing more punches is like points in their eyes. And sometimes the judges don't even know what's going on half the time either. You know, they're like, oh, what's he doing? What punches are even landing? Who's throwing the hard, quote unquote, harder shots?
Yeah.
So really the thing is boxing's, it's a fight, but really it's more of like a performance. Like, you know, who's moving better, who's using more footwork, who's maybe using head movement. Whereas like in the UFC, it's like who's winning, who's getting the guy out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all about head and hunting. Like we gotta try to get it over and done with. If I was in like boxing or UFC, it would be like all in at the beginning, and if that doesn't work, it's over with. You're done. Right. That's because I'm not a fighter. You know, I'm just like a lit noodle, like just hanging around in life right now.
And then
stuff like that.
and then there's ways to win.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you're a quote unquote better fighter, but you use better tactics. So
or you can just get lucky, like that guy that like ended the match in like 2 seconds because the dude tried to put his head down. This is UFC, and he came in with a knee, and he just like got knocked out, and just like that was it. It was over.
Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren,
Yeah, I don't know their names.
Well, I know their names. That's why I just said
I'm anime only, man. If it's not like Majime Ippu or something like that, I'm not watching.
But what I think, Tommy could win if he just makes Jake kind of frustrated, right?
Yeah. If I was Tommy, I'll be like tickling the balls, like, "Hey, boy, come here, give me them balls, boy."
It won't be the most entertaining way to win, but it'll be a way for him to win. So like,
I think Anderson Silva was a lot more entertaining with his body movements.
So tie up Jake, do a whole lot of jabs, just like poke, then get out, then move out of the way, poke, move out of the way, tie up.
But you still have like Jake Paul coming out on top,
right? Maybe but the thing is like,
I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna say Tommy Fury just to like spite you on that.
Right, but I think Jake has a legitimate way to win because he could knock him out. But then, if Tommy doesn't have that same equalizer in terms of power, then he could win just by making it kind of uncomfortable. Because that's kind of what Tyson Fury did with Deontay Wilder, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he knocked him out, and he hurt him with shots, but he was also timing out a lot, making him carry his weight, just frustrating him. So I think Tommy could frustrate Jake to the point where, like, Jake can't get off the shots he wants to get off because, like, he's tired of Tommy just poking his jab out or tying him up all the time, or whenever he's trying to throw a big hook, Tommy's just not there. That's more like the boxing way to, like, win. But, like, that goes more for them. That's something you can do more in their space that you couldn't necessarily do in, like, UFC. Does that make sense?
I got you. Like, it's more technical than, like,
right.
in a way than, like, UFC.
Well, there are
you can be an animal in UFC, but, like, when it comes to, like, boxing, it's, like, a lot more.
There are boring ways you can win in boxing, but you'll win. But, like, you can try those same things in UFC and not win. Like, Floyd Mayweather, when he was fighting Conor McGregor, he would just turn his back because Conor couldn't hit him in the side of the head. If you did that in UFC, you'd get knocked out.
Yeah.
And if you're getting, you can't just clinch up in UFC all the time because then you can get taken down and then you can get elbowed in there. The ref's not going to just break it up. So in boxing, you can clinch. You can win a fight by clinching, right?
Right.
Won't be entertaining, but, like, that's what Floyd Mayweather does. Like his ability to win isn't really entertaining, but he wins nonetheless by quote-unquote playing it smart or defensively, whatever. And that's a way Tommy could win because Jake's a power puncher. He's kind of like a bigger guy,
Yeah. Well, as you saw, he was like a whole inch taller than him and weighed like a whole pound more than him also. So.
Well, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but Jake has that equalizer. He has that power. And I don't think Tommy wants to test that because, as a boxer, if you know a guy can punch, you don't want to get hit with that punch. You want to be more defensive, do a lot of footwork, do some more combos, keep up your jab, disrupt the timing, all that stuff.
Got you.
Anyway, I know I talked for like 5 minutes, so let's actually watch the fight.
Let's go.
Okay.
Tommy Fury coming out with the jabs, like you were saying, man.
See,
already started with the jabs.
Now, Jake didn't like that volume. That's why he clinched up right away.
Tommy Fury came out like swinging though. That was nice.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? He's trying to use a whole lot of volume right away.
Yeah.
Tommy's trying to parry a jab. Jake's getting kind of wild with that head movement.
Yeah, he is. He learned it from Anderson Silva. That's not good.
No, he's like going 10 inches over to the left when he's moving that
Fury's
head.
already got like a point on this round. That's what's up.
There we
he
go.
got another hit in the face. He got another jab to the face, Fury.
World Clinching Championship.
They're clinching.
Good old Jake, World Clincher Championship.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that volume.
Separated.
See what I'm saying though? Like
Yeah.
Jake's trying to frustrate Tommy.
They got too much energy coming out the gate. They need to let some time come by so they can
There we go. I like that jab. that jab.
Tom Fury, he's got quick jabs. You saw how he tried to hook.
Jake's over swinging like a whole lot, man.
He's wasting a lot of energy.
He's way over swinging. I think he really wants to get Tommy out.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what Tommy should do.
Yeah.
Tommy's giving Jake a taste of his own medicine there.
Yes, he is. Let's go.
Tommy should keep on the jab and then start going to the body. There we
He
go.
keeps hitting. Tommy is tearing Jake's face up, man. He's tearing his face up.
There we go.
Ooh.
There we go. Jake's hands are lower.
Yeah, they are lower.
I don't think
He's also taking long hit, long punches and stuff.
when he's sticking out the jab, he's not popping it. He's poking it out there and leaving it there.
Yeah, he's sluggish today.
Yeah, he kind of looks stiff, man. Like he's really trying. Okay.
He got one hit in right there.
That wasn't bad, but he dipped his head real low. He could have gotten uppercut there, dipped his head that low.
Why is he keeping his head down so low though?
It's just-
every time he swings in, he's keeping it in and keeping it up.
Yeah,
close.
he's dipping down way too low.
It's weird.
Tommy could have landed an uppercut by now with him doing that. He he should feint more.
He knows this. Yeah, he knows this is like
Now,
a hard
okay.
battle. His probably hardest battle he's like faced up to this
Every
point.
time when he feinted there, Jake like jumped all the way back. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't want to get hit.
Yeah, because he's already like lost his round for one.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad body shot there by Jake, but
He's
Tommy-
staying on the offensive because like Tommy knows he's like already got the points for this round. so
Tommy
he's, like,
needs to get off those ropes though.
Yeah.
That's a bad place for him to be if he's fighting Jake. There we go.
Oh, he missed though. Jake got that head movement.
No, Jake got hit
He
there.
did?
Yeah.
It didn't look like it. It looked like see how it went through?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So I don't think like Jake got hit.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. That was face.
Beautiful
right there.
jab.
Face.
But he needs to get off those ropes. There we go.
Ooh.
There we
Ooh,
go.
ooh.
There we go.
Ooh, Tom Fury with the swinging, man. With the
That was
swinging.
good.
Oh,
That was a
Jake
good-
needs to like do
Okay.
something about that. He needs to like regroup or something.
Let's pause right there. Break down what we saw.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. Why don't you say kind of what you liked from what you saw there?
Well, I'd rather say what I didn't like because
Okay.
I didn't see a lot of stuff that I liked. Like if I did say I had like some stuff that I liked that Tommy Fury came out blasting it at the beginning.
yeah, a lot of
He
volume.
was a lot of blasting. I liked it. He got like a couple, actually 3 or 4 head jabs, like with his quick movements. He missed a few like hooks because when Jake came in, like putting his head lower, like he like missed a few hooks that could have landed real nicely when he like swung with his left hand. If you notice that.
Yeah.
But with like Jake Paul, like he's just like I don't know. It seemed like he's a little intimidated by this Tommy Fury guy. Doesn't it look like that to you?
He seems real stiff. Like his jab, when he popped out his jab, he was trying to jab into the body, but it seems like he just stuck it out there.
And just left it.
When you do a jab, you want it like a pop, and that's what Tommy has. Tommy was like bop bop
Yeah.
bop. And one thing I liked of what Tommy was doing was he was doing a lot of volume, and Jake was covering up, and before Jake could really load back with like a counter shot, he ties him up.
Mm.
So not only was he hitting Jake with a flurry of punches, then he ties him up to like now you can't fire back, right?
Right.
And now one thing I don't like is that when Tommy's fighting Jake, he needs to stay off those ropes.
Right.
Because if he's on those ropes, that's a key place for Jake to land some hooks or some big power punches, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think he needs to keep doing that jab. And, for some reason, Jake does seem really stiff. Like, he threw an overhand, and it was like he was just trying to, like, cut some, like, wood or something. He, like, swinged it all the way over, and Tommy, I think, saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, because it was so wound up and everything.
Right,
like
and
that.
not only that, but Jake has a bad habit of, like, when he's going to the body, it's like he's almost looking down when he does it.
Yeah.
Like, he's going, like, super low. And if you go that low, I get it. Like, you want to, like, duck so, like, in case someone throws, like, a counter or something. But, like, you duck too low, he's going to read it and then hit you with, like, a well-placed uppercut. Not to mention, if you dip your head down, like, you're not seeing punches
You're not
coming.
seeing anything afterwards. You're
So-
just predicting at that point.
Yeah, so that's something that Jake's doing that he needs to calm down and do some more fundamental.
Yeah, but it's not looking good for Jake Paul right now.
Not
He's
right
like-
now. I
he
think
needs to calm down. Like,
I think Tommy
regroup.
Fury did a lot better.
And he's got like a chip on his shoulder. It looks like too. So like,
Right,
he just,
yeah.
it's like he knows that he's like in the lead right now. Like he knows he has an advantage. in
Yeah,
some form or
Jake's
fashion.
looking really stiff, and not to mention when Tommy Fury, he did like a little feint, like a little flinch there. Jake practically jumped when
Yeah.
it happened. So I think Tommy should use more feints because Jake will want to fire back with a counter. What Tommy should be doing was just act like he's getting them. Act like he's getting them to get that reaction and then fire back with his own stuff.
Yeah. You ready to watch the next round?
All right, next round.
Let's go. Get back up, peeps. They're showing some like replays.
Ooh.
Ooh, he did. Tommy
Ooh.
Fury got.
Ooh.
He got nice 2
Ooh.
hits in.
That was it.
And then like Jake's not even looking where he's punching. You saw that? He's got his eyes closed.
He's
It's
hit him in the back there. Oh, those back
like,
shots.
1, 2,
Bang, bang,
bong,
bong.
bang, bong. That's all you're hearing. That's all Jake's hearing. Ooh, he got one lick in though.
He got one though.
He got one out of all the like ones that Tommy got. He only got one.
Jake needs to keep those hands up, man. He's keeping them way too low. That's not good boxing
Oh,
for him
man.
at all.
Not at all.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Why is he doing Is that like feints that he's doing with his hands right there?
Kind of like the Anderson Silva stuff, but
Man, I'm telling you, he's like he got rubbed off on by Anderson Silva. So
yeah, that's showmanship. Okay, get off those ropes, Tommy. There we go.
Yeah, he got.
There we go.
He's like getting hits in. Like it's like he's too quick for Jake Paul to react to.
There we go.
Too quick. He's moving around a lot too. So like
Bing.
I'm telling you, Jake needs to like back off a little bit and let like these next rounds like dictate. You know, like the
Yeah.
ones after like round 4, like you were
Yeah.
saying. To see if like Tommy Fury gets like really like worn
Ooh,
out.
that was
body
good.
shot. Nice body shot. by
That was
Jake.
good. Good return by Tommy though.
Yeah. Oh, that was a real nice like left hook by Jake Paul.
Tommy needs to keep those hands up, man. He's keeping them too low.
Yeah, he's starting to get like winded a little bit. That hit probably like had him thinking for a minute. But you see how he's keeping his hands down? He's going to try to like.
Tommy needs to keep those hands up. Man.
Ooh, was that a hit?
Yeah, that was a hit.
Ooh.
Tommy needs to keep those hands up, dude. Like,
Yeah, he hurt. It looks like he's hurt. Look at his like right eyebrow. His right eyebrow looks like it's a little busted.
I think they're both playing too much, man. They need to be smart defensively.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't bad. I don't think it
No.
landed clean though.
And I want to say this again, just so that it's clear. During this fight, just because a fighter is moving,
That's weird. Just a random guy on his phone, like video recording on his phone on the floor of the ring.
as he stand out of the reach of Jake Paul,
Ooh.
and he's working off of that.
All right, they're really just at a stalemate. Like Tommy's just running around while Jake's like pursuing him, but Jake's still taking punches like from Tommy. It's like Jake's like going aggressive at this man, but he's still like backing up and like throwing punches.
There we
forward.
go. Good return there by
Yeah.
Tommy. Jake overshot there.
Yeah, he did a little bit.
Oh man.
He's really trying to get that one punch in. You know, that one punch that just knocks him out.
Tommy hit him with a jab.
It's like he's like YOLO in every punch that he throws on Jake Paul. So it might play out good for him. It doesn't look like it's playing out good for him right now though.
Ooh, good jab.
Just like he knows that like Tommy Fury's gonna get all these jabs in, so he just needs that one
I think
punch, man. That one punch that just knocks his lights out.
There we go. That
Nice body shot by Jake Paul.
looked like it hit his back though. I don't think that was that good.
You don't think so?
Nah. See,
Yeah.
Ooh, beautiful.
Tommy with
Beautiful
the hook,
hook.
with the right hook.
beautiful hook there. Jake wants to hit him with that overhand,
Yep.
but it's like a mile ride. What's the ref doing?
He's like telling people to get off the stage. Look, you see how the cameramen are just on the like edges like that?
Yeah, this is a professional boxing event, all right.
Yeah. Do they actually let them on the stage like that?
No, I guess they were just messing up there. Maybe Jake won that round.
Yeah.
Tommy was getting a little sloppy and getting hit with stuff he shouldn't have gotten hit with, I think.
And that's Jake Paul switching it back over to us.
Okay, they
Because
both got
don't want to
hit.
get copyright or anything. I'm just showing you a little bit.
They both got hit there. Bang!
Ooh, look at all that sweat, boy. That sweat.
He's pushing that hairline back.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. See how he closes his eyes? I don't like how Jake closes his eyes after every punch. It's like every punch he throws, he closes his eyes.
now it kind of grazed the shoulder a bit, so the power got mitigated, but Tommy got a little sloppy there. Tommy got a little sloppy, and that's how I think he got hit. Gotta be smart. Keep using that jab.
Jab.
Stay off the ropes. There we go. He's frustrating Jake, I think.
Yeah, at this point, Jake is like,
There we go.
Ooh.
Tie him up, Tommy.
He
Tie him
did,
up.
he did. Got a few jabs into the side. To the body. Stalemating. Come on. Ooh. Quick punches by Tommy.
Wrap him up. Wrap him up.
Don't let him swing. Alright.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a nice long punch, a long jab.
Good jab.
Jake's getting his like jabs in a little bit more now. This is round 3, by the way. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, he needs to keep staying off the ropes.
Yeah. Ooh, the jab hit
man.
went through again.
Good on Jake. He's getting.
Oh, he's getting those jabs in now. Those jabs are starting to connect.
Hey, back up a little bit. The mics keep picking up.
You got my mic on your headphones, so you
Okay.
can hear me more.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Jake's, you can.
Ooh.
That's his punch. That's what Jake's looking for right there. That overhand right looks like. There we go. That flicker jab. Keep using that flicker jab. Do some more volume, Tommy.
Yeah, he's starting to get tired. You can tell, man. He's starting to get real tired.
When it's the end of the round, keep Jake on the ropes and like do a lot of volume on him. Make it seem to the judges like you're winning the fight.
But
Even
they
if
still
you're
got
not.
minute 20. Minute 20 is a long time in boxing rounds.
Oh yeah, but I like what Tommy did there. Kind of like came back with a hook there after the jab.
Ooh, he got a nice little jab in again.
There we
left
go.
jab.
There we go. He's being a little too loose there.
Yeah. But Jake was not really throwing anything back, so he felt like he had openings right there.
Look how stiff Jake is.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a big left hook.
It was a little short hook. It was
It
good.
was it was a nice short hook.
It was good.
I don't think it like landed like he wanted it to, but it was nice the way it looked. Ooh.
Man, we're saying more technical stuff than these darn announcers are, man.
Oh, what are they saying?
They're just saying the regular stuff. Styles make fights. Blah blah blah. Stuff they said in the press conference, like we don't know, like we haven't watched it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Come on, buddy.
Those shots from Jake don't seem like they're really landing. It's like they're hitting his back, kind of hitting his shoulder. Tommy's jabs are landing, but they're not like super good punches.
Yeah.
There we go. Hit him with that hook on.
Ooh, he should never went down. Like came up with that uppercut. You were talking about that uppercut, man.
That uppercut's there
Yeah, it's there, man.
if he times it, because Jake will dip down his head
And
real
close his
low.
eyes, so you won't even see it coming.
I kind of think Tommy won that fight.
Yeah,
Won
that
that
round was
round.
Tommy. So like we got one Tommy, two Jake, and then third Tommy. Looks
But-
like so far.
Cole, this is a stage that you've been on before.
You see,
There goes.
why do we care what
Logan.
Logan Paul thinks? Let's get back to the fight.
Get back to the fight. Nobody cares what Logan Paul thinks.
He's gonna be
Still
like
talking.
prime, KSI prime,
It's not probably.
WWE impulsive,
Watch me and Ronda Rousey go at it.
The Miz.
The Miz. You know who I miss? I miss like Jeff and Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
They were like pretty cool. I like the flips they were doing. Now like Logan Paul is the one doing the flips.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Matt and Jeff Hardy aren't in
Alright.
anymore.
Okay. Oh, good jab from Tommy.
No, these long like punches that Jake's doing.
Jake wants that knockout so bad, but he's leaving himself open.
Yeah, it's like
The only thing
High
is,
risk, high
there we
reward.
go. Let's go,
Let's go,
Tommy.
Tommy.
Let's go, Tommy.
it's like high risk, high reward, and it's not working out. in
You're
Jake's favor.
doing these 1-2 punches.
Oh
Ooh,
my
great.
gosh, yeah, he's going after that head.
Great,
He's going
dude.
after that head.
Go
Tommy's
after that
going-
body, dude. That uppercut.
Yeah,
Jake,
Tommy-
that's there for Jake all day, man.
Yeah,
See, look how low he ducked his head, man.
yeah. And he's just trying to get wrapped up now.
Tommy isn't experienced enough to exploit that, though, but it's there.
Mm.
Jake is so tense, man. That's all he wants. He's kept saying wants to knock him out, and there we go. Good Tommy. Good on Tommy.
He's wrapping up.
Frustrate Jake, man.
You just gotta keep a sound mind.
Good.
Oh,
Right on
Tommy,
the ear,
Tommy got
man.
him right on the ear. Now his face is red. You see how his face is red now?
Ooh, let's go.
Ooh.
Uppercut, Tommy. It's there,
Tommy
dude.
is taking this man out right now.
But
Let's
be smart, man. Look for that uppercut, dude.
go. Ooh.
there.
Logan,
Okay.
Jake's backing off a little bit. He's getting a little winded. You see his face? His face is looking a little winded.
Yeah.
Mm.
He needs to be careful, though. Tommy needs to be smarter, though. He may think this guy's like an amateur compared to his experience, but like that whole low hand stuff, like that's not a good idea.
Not at all. But like when you're tired, it's kind of hard to like mentally put yourself like in that situation to like.
Get off those ropes, Tommy. There we go. Beautiful.
He burst on Jake just in on those
Beautiful,
ropes.
man.
Mm.
Put Jake in the reverse position of where you were.
Mm.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
There we go.
Got a
Tommy.
minute left in the fourth.
There we go. Those
Stop putting
short
your head
ropes.
down, Jake. Your head's getting lower and lower every time you go.
It's just bad form. He should know better than that.
Ooh! Jake with the left hook.
There we go. Tommy Tommy, you're playing around though.
He's taunting him right now.
Tommy, you're playing around though. You're
He's
getting hit with
taunting.
some shots, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Those shots on the ear hurt, man.
I bet. I bet his ear is on fire right now.
And
Have you got hit on the ear before?
yeah, it messes with the equilibrium too. It makes the legs go.
Mm.
Double up that jab, Tommy, man. Don't let him pressure you against those ropes.
Yeah, you're moving like so much, and he's barely moving at all. All he's doing is turning circles.
There we go.
You're just wasting your energy walking around that place, man. That ring.
Tommy Fury.
Ooh, in the back of the head, in the back of the head. Was that a penalty or something?
That
That was
was
a penalty.
illegal, unfortunately.
Oh, dang. Come on, Tommy Fury.
He might get a warning from the ref though.
Yeah, it might just be a warning. Because this is the first time.
Tommy did really good, but he's getting sloppy, dude. He needs to keep the volume, man.
Mm.
And then if he's getting tired, just pop out the jab and angle off. Jake's getting off some power shots there.
Ooh, he got him right on the nose. You saw that?
Yeah, that was a straight jab there.
Straight jab, right on the nose.
Oh,
That left hook, man.
Jake,
That left hook.
Jake might be winning on power punches, man.
Ooh, they showed it again.
That might have gave Jake the round there, man.
Yeah, might have.
That looked like a great shot. Tommy boxed better than him.
Yep. But these long jabs that he's doing is actually coming through at this point in the stage.
Yeah.
You know? Tommy's from the UK?
Yeah,
Oh shoot, I didn't even know that.
Tommy has more
Fifth
activity
round is
though.
going on. Let's go, fifth
What
round.
is he doing, man? He's Jake. There we go. Beautiful body shot there, man. Keep doing that, Tommy.
In the ring with someone who doesn't have experience, you throw a whole lot at him. You know?
Volume, man.
He's like not doing it.
There we go.
Let's go. He's
Tie him up.
Yeah.
Leading with the jab
Make him frustrated.
and not allowing Jake to set up that right hand and come off from his back.
Ooh, the ref's talking to him right now.
Yeah, make him frustrated,
Let's
man.
go.
There we go. Beautiful movement by
Standoff.
Tommy.
Oh, got a left jab in. Tommy got the left jab.
Stick and jab. Stick and jab. That's what you gotta do.
Got the right hook on. Ooh. I'm not a commentator if you didn't notice.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm not either. What is Jake doing, man?
Oh, getting hit in the face. That's one thing. He's getting hit dead in the face, right on the nose.
He got hit, but then Tommy hit him with some volume there. That was good.
That was crazy.
Ooh!
If Jake had went down on that punch right there on that right,
Beautiful counter from Tommy there, man.
But Jake did get a nice little punch in before they tied up right there.
Jake
1
dipped
minute
his
40 seconds in.
Jake dipped his head after that overhand, and then Tommy got him, man.
Oh, he got hit on the back of the head, or Tommy hit him on the back of the head, or Jake hit him on the back of the head.
Oh, he deducted a point from both. Okay, cool.
No, on the back of the head shots. Yeah. All right, 1 minute 33 seconds. They're back at it. Fifth round.
Jake's doing some fancy stuff. He needs to quit playing around, man. He needs to start taking Tommy seriously.
Yeah, that or like. The uppercut from Jake Paul, man. The uppercut.
Ooh!
He hurt. Tommy's hurt. You can tell he's hurt.
Tommy got lazy defensively, and he got
Yeah.
hit, man.
And now that nose is bleeding.
That was a good shot from Jake, man.
Yeah, Jake got.
Jake might not be the best boxer, man, but
No.
he'll land those clean shots on you if you're not cautious. And I think Tommy is getting a little too lax. man.
Yep. And Jake's those long form jabs, man. They're just.
He's getting
they're coming
too lax.
through. They're coming through now at this point in stage. The long jabs are coming through for Jake Paul as of this moment.
Tommy's making
40 seconds
mistakes,
left.
and Jake's landing more power punches. Tommy's landing more volume, but he's not landing volume at the right times.
And they're just like getting tied up every 5 seconds at this point. 30 seconds in round 5.
Jake does look kind of tired, though, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you saw the punches hit each other?
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go. 15 seconds left in the round.
Ooh!
Yeah, Tommy came in with that right hook. That right hook looked
Good on
pretty,
him. Good
pretty
on him.
nice. Pretty nice.
Good on him, bro.
Got about 5 seconds left in the round. Let's see if they just swing it out at the end here.
Tommy needs to keep that hand by his chin, man. Maybe keep one hand down, but both hands down, that's just lazy, dude. You're gonna get popped. And these
Round's over.
these shots from Jake are looking. They might not be as hard as they look, but to us, they look like they're hard punches, and they look like they're hard punches to the judges, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we get here.
It's all about how the judges. Man, that was a beautiful shot there from
It was.
Jake, man.
It is because
He ducked underneath and came up with a right hook. or
Now,
left hook,
if
actually.
Tommy was smarter, he would have kept that glove there.
Yeah, and like knocked it out the way before when he got up to him.
But because he wanted to keep his hand down low, it would hit him right on the side of the cheek. Tyson Fury looks a little concerned here.
That's Tyson Fury?
Yeah!
Oh, I didn't know who this
Okay.
man was.
Never mind. There we go. He doesn't look that concerned.
Mm-mm-mm.
Man, you don't know who Tyson Fury is?
Bro, I don't watch boxing or like UFC for that matter. You know?
You know about Andrew Tate, though.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we'll fix that.
We'll fix that.
I
Hey, bro,
can't,
one of these days we'll have a special that we're like in the ring against each other. See how that plays out.
we're not in the same weight class.
It don't matter. You work out and I don't.
That was good from Jake, bro. There we go. Body shots,
Round
man.
6, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Let's go.
Jake's starting to feel himself a little bit, though.
Ooh.
Ah, man.
He missed that right hook or right jab. It could have been either. They're untied now. Let's go. He's putting his head down, covering up.
Oh, man. Ooh, jab,
nice.
jab.
Quick jab to Jake Paul's face.
Double it up, Tommy. Double it up, bro.
Yeah, he's getting little hits in now. He's getting a few hits in now. Jake really wants that knockout, man. He's just going to stick to the long form like
Yeah.
punches and everything, man.
The volume.
Ooh, the uppercut from Tommy. The uppercut from Tommy got him right on the nose.
Beautiful uppercut.
Right
there,
on the
man.
nose.
Beautiful uppercut, man. He should be using that more often.
Yep.
I want more volume from Tommy. Tommy's slowing down a bit, man.
I
The
mean,
more
it's getting later. Like you were saying it before the match started. Like if Jake Paul can just just wither out the storm, Tommy might start getting tired, and we might be seeing that right now. Tommy might be like getting winded a little bit right now.
Jake's hitting him with what looks like the harder punches.
Yeah, but Tommy's hitting with that volume as you speak, but he's like laying off on the volume right now.
Ooh, there we go.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
I like that, man. Tommy kind of caught him as Jake was coming in there.
Ooh. Nice,
What
nice.
is-
Dodging. Nice dodging from Tommy.
Now, Tommy's too experienced to be doing this whole low hand stuff, man. I get it. I
Is
get
he an
sh-
actual boxer?
he's supposed to be. I get showmanship, but come on, man. If that showmanship loses you the fight,
So, hold on, what's happening right now? Like, what is it the ref talking to him about?
I don't know, man.
Ooh, they both, like, switched up punches. Ooh.
There we go.
30 seconds in the 6th round. Ooh.
What?
What is going on? What is going on? He's putting him in the corner. We're down to 30 seconds. What's going on? Like, what happened? You got the sound on your end, son.
I don't know if who got a point deducted. I think Jake Paul did for like breaking in his arms, like he's trying to break Tommy's arms in the clinch or something.
Yeah. Still doing the long form jabs. Still doing the long jabs. Jake Paul is sticking to it. They got 2 more rounds after this one.
I wonder if Jake's getting really frustrated, man.
It might be.
That's why.
For one, he has like a he has like
Ooh,
oh my God, Tommy Fury just coming
Tommy.
in.
There we go.
Tommy Fury is just not holding back at this point. He is just running with it at this point. Jake's like he's undefeated right now until like as of right now before this match is over, he's undefeated. But like I think right now he's just trying to like figure out a way to keep from losing this match, and like the only way he can like keep from
You see that
the
uppercut?
uppercut was nice.
Beautiful
The
uppercut.
only way he can keep from losing this match is getting a knockout at this point. Because it looks like Tommy Fury is getting all the good points from the jabs that he's doing. And the uppercuts, like that one right there. So, Jake Paul is like really going to start getting desperate these last 2 rounds, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see how it goes. I like the glove. The right glove has Z's on it, like to snore people with, you know? Yeah. We're about to start up again. Round 7.
Ooh, there we go.
He's so Fury's starting to like walk forward again. He's not like walking back around or anything, backing down from anything. He's walking towards Jake Paul. Ooh, Jake Paul got a nice right straight. Is that what it was? Jab. It was a straight punch. I know that. Oh.
There we go. Make a miss, Tommy. Make a miss.
Yeah.
Make a miss, Tommy.
It's like Jake Paul is like going right towards his punches at this point.
He kind of is, man.
It's like he's putting his fist right where Jake Paul's head is like heading towards when he's throwing his punches. He is keeping his hands down right now, though.
Uppercut. There we go. There we go, Tommy.
Hey, let's go with each other, bro.
Okay.
We got a minute 50 in.
There we go.
Oh, come on, bro. Long punches again. They're getting winded. You can tell they're getting winded.
Man, Jake looks like he's getting tired, man.
Hold on, bro. How much do you weigh again?
Oh man, hit him on the entry there.
Yeah. Dude, we weigh almost the same. I just weigh like 20 pounds more than you.
What is Jake doing, man? Oh, dude, keep it on him, Tommy. Keep it on him.
We got a minute 15 left to go. They're tangled up. Ooh, nice left jab. Nice left jab by Tommy. They're tangled up again. Come on, we got a minute left. They're tangled up. They're getting a little bit winded, so they're tangling up to waste a little time.
Oh man, those punches were so labored from Jake, man.
Yeah, it was like he stood straight up.
Oh, beautiful. Come on, Tommy.
Yeah, he's pressuring him a little bit. Jake's like hurt. You can tell he's hurt a little bit. His right arm is just not wanting to swing like it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
30 seconds left in the 7th.
There we go,
Yeah,
Tommy.
Tommy is just like breaking through his defenses, man. Tommy's breaking through like Jake Paul's little defenses.
Yeah, punches and bunches, man.
Mm-hmm. Looking like Tommy's the
Ooh.
favorite. Yeah, Jake is just like throwing his head right at his punches, man.
Hit him right on the entry there, man.
Stop putting your head down. You're just going right towards his punches.
Ah, man,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful.
Tom Fury, man. It looks like he's getting ready for like the final round.
I'm gonna.
You want me to pause it for you?
Yeah, sure.
I'll pause it. I'll like pause it before they start the next one. Tommy Fury's eye's busted. His left eye socket is a little busted right now. I wonder if Jake Paul has got anything busted on him. As you see, Tommy Fury's left eye is getting worked on. I'm sorry that you guys are hearing this. This man's a savage, obviously. Ooh, Tommy Fury. He's getting close to Jake Paul. Jake Paul can't do those long punches when Tommy Fury's all in his face. Oh, their heads are hitting each other, man. Oh,
Yeah, man.
look at that. Their heads collided. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Especially if it opens up a cut.
Yep, that's probably how his eye socket got the way it is.
All right,
We're about to get ready for the 8th. Let's go.
let's go.
3 minutes and 8.
Oh, man.
That straight from Jake. He's coming at him this round. Jake is coming forward.
I think Jake's desperate a little
Yeah,
bit.
he is.
Oh, man.
He's swinging off like tyrannically.
Oh!
Jake with the knockback.
What? That looked more like a slip to me.
It wasn't a slip. Everything's good.
Oh
Tommy
man,
Fury's
a
on his feet.
knockdown. Oh
They gave him
man.
the knockdown. Oh.
Oh no, that might have given Jake the fight there. I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh, let's
Oh.
go, Tommy.
Jake should have never done that feint. Where he opened his hands up, he just took a jab from Tommy, trying to look cute.
That might have given Jake the round. I don't know, man.
We'll see how it goes. Tommy might try to like throw a fury of punches to see like if he can get back in this thing or in this
Maybe.
round.
I don't think Tommy's gonna knock him down though.
They both look like they got a little
There
more
we go.
energy in them right now.
I will say, man, Jake has talent. Jake has power. He'll catch you. I think Tommy got 2 lacks, man.
Yep.
2 lacks, and he got caught.
Yeah, but he's still throwing punches. He's getting Jake. 1 minute 40 seconds in the 8th. Let's go.
Jab, 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 Tommy. Come on,
Jake
man.
is backing down. He's trying to get tangled up with Tommy. He succeeded, and now we're back in it. 1 minute 25 seconds.
There we go. Beautiful follow-up shot there from Tommy.
Jake, I think Jake feels like he's got this round now that he has that knockdown because he hadn't
Oh,
seen
there we
much
go,
coming.
Tommy. Come on,
So-
follow up, bud. There we go.
Tommy's trying to get them points back, man. He's fighting for him. He's not going
Let's
down
go.
without a fight. Almost a minute left in this round.
There we go. Come on, Tommy.
Oh,
Let's
he got a
go.
nice uppercut, left uppercut. Tommy with a nice left uppercut right there.
Come on, Tommy.
Ooh.
Let's
All right,
go.
we got 50 seconds left. Let's see if they'll brawl it out at the end here.
Get those hands up, Tommy.
See if they'll brawl it out here. At the
Get off
end.
those ropes, Tommy. There we go. Pivot. Pivot off. There we go. There we go. All right, come on.
Come on, brawl it out at the end, guys. 30 seconds left in the 8th.
Tommy, you got to do some more volume, man. You're hitting them, but not like he hit you there. I think he got 2 lacks.
20 seconds left in the 8th.
Come on,
Let's
Tom.
go.
There we go.
Got a nice little uppercut right there that broke through his defenses. There's tangled up still. 14 seconds left.
Yeah.
We're under 10 seconds. Let's go. Brawl out then, guys. Stop getting tangled up. Brawl out then, guys. I know you're tired. We want to see a show. Brawl out then. Why is Jake just holding on to him?
Because he doesn't want to keep getting hit. Okay, both guys seem
Yeah,
like
it
they
looks
won.
like Tommy. It's got to be Tommy, man. If it's not Tommy, this is going to be really awkward, man.
Boxing's corrupt, though.
You think so?
Yeah, boxing's corrupt, man. Jake Paul is the money guy. They might have given it to him.
Because he's the money guy?
Because he's the main attraction. If he loses,
The hype might just die away. you think?
I mean, there have been fights Canelo's been in where he's lost, but a lot of people think he lost, but then he wins. Let's look at the highlights here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Bang.
Oh, that was the
Ooh!
knockdown. That was the knockdown.
That was a beautiful shot from Jake, man.
It
A little
was a
straight
beautiful
left.
shot. Straight left. He walked right into it.
Oh, man. Straight right. Look, no,
No,
straight
it
left.
was a left.
A jab looks like. Wow.
straight.
Oh, that was good, man. That was a knockdown, dude.
It was. Is that Dana White?
Oh, there we go.
Tommy with the nice, like, 3Bs, man. He just throwing those 3Bs.
Yeah. That was a good body shot there. Good body shot. Yeah. I do think Tommy boxed better than Jake, but Jake was landing the harder punches, I think.
Lies in 3 judges as we take a look at what was a very entertaining 8-round main event here this evening. Tommy Tyson.
We'll see how it goes. Like, it's looking more excited to Tommy, even though Jake did get the knockdown. Like seeing like Tommy, like just furiously going after Jake with the like jabs, 1, 2, 3s after another. I like to see this go to Tommy because of how like he stood tall and just kept his like stances. And this was the main event.
Yeah. You see, what I think silly is it might have won him. They're talking about that knockdown won him the fight. It should have just won him the round.
Yeah.
Why are they talking like a knockdown wins you the fight? Maybe if you get 3 of them, 3 knockdowns mean it's like a knockout.
Yeah.
But a knockdown in 1 round should mean you won like the fight. I mean, won the round, not the fight.
Yeah, so he might have won the last round, but like everything up to that last round should like be
Well,
actually considered.
That's what I hate about boxing, man. It's like a lot of the rules are kind of like dumb, you know what I mean?
What's with the rated people? There's a lot of them, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They all these people get in the ring. Let's shut up.
Contest 75, 74. He has it for Paul. Omar Mintoon scores it. 76, 73 for Fury.
Shake those hands.
Daniel Vanderbilt scores it. 76, 73 to the winner by split decision. Tommy.
Yo!
Tommy Fury
Let's
won.
go!
Jake is not undefeated no more.
Let's go, Tommy.
Tommy's not. I mean, Jake's not undefeated no more.
All right. Let's pause it.
All right.
All right. So,
Good fights. Good fights.
all right. Thoughts? What are your thoughts?
And, I mean, I switched up and picked Tommy at the end. Remember, like I had him
Yeah.
win like the whole thing. You know.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, the thing is, typically, like when like I watch like fights, the person I want to win ends up losing.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, and look at Jake's past couple fights. Everybody he's fought, pretty much, they've been like, oh, he's gonna lose against this guy, and then he wins, and he knocks out Tyron Woodley. He wins against Anderson Silva, and in the prelude to the fight, I'm like, okay, Anderson Silva has to be a better boxer than Tommy Fury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because, you know, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and he beat some other guys, and, you know, he's very skilled as a boxer, but even though he's not a boxer. So I was thinking, well, people want Jake to lose so much that he's going to win. And, you know, a lot of people didn't think Anderson Silva, they thought Anderson Silva was going to beat him, and then he didn't. So I was like, okay, Tommy's relatively a novice compared to these other guys in terms of he's younger and he hasn't fought as many good guys.
Yeah.
So I thought, what makes, and the key factor is, I was like, Jake has knockout power and he's beaten guys that he shouldn't have beat 3 times now. He beat Tyron Woodley twice,
Yeah.
knocked him out. He beat Anderson Silva. These are guys he shouldn't have beat, he beats. And Tommy Fury was fighting guys he was meant to beat. Guys with losing records, guys that weren't that good. So by comparison, I'm like, okay, what has Tommy shown to indicate that he could beat Jake? Does he have knockout power? No.
No.
Is he a quote-unquote better boxer? I mean, maybe. But then Jake, you know, Jake has some good boxing. Although, one thing, I get it, Jake's only been boxing for quote-unquote 3 years. But, like, he still looks stiff. He's ducking his head down. Like,
Yeah, that was terrible. It was like he didn't learn anything from the Anderson Silva fight. He basically brought in what Anderson Silva was doing the whole time he was
Right.
fighting him into this fight right here. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what like your downfall was, you know?
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, Tommy was hitting them with some uppercuts. And I think, the thing is, I think if Tommy was more seasoned, like imagine if Jake was fighting like Canelo, man. Canelo would have seen that round 2 at the latest,
Yeah.
probably round 1, and he would have just been, bam, watching those like all day. And that's the thing about Tommy, that Tommy did very well, although I think he was making some mistakes too. He was keeping his hands down real low, and he was getting hit with shots that were kind of sloppy. Like, you know, when Jake would throw these big shots, they were sloppy because Tommy didn't have his hands where they should have been. He was getting hit more than he really needed to.
Good.
And I think he really paid a price for that because Jake hit him with a good straight jab, the kind of jab he was trying
With
to
his hands down, by the way. Like Tommy's
That's
hands were
true.
down during those times.
That's true. And the thing was, that was the shot that Jake was trying to kind of get with him, like all fight, you know.
Yeah, so he never changed anything.
So
He was
still-
going after it the whole time.
Right, so Tommy, I think, should have been like, okay, I know he's trying to hit me with like a power jab, so let me be more defensive. And the thing is, too,
And he was like, you kept telling him to get off the rope, but in the end, that was actually his
Yeah.
strategy, just to back off every time he tried to come in. You know.
and two things too is that I think Jake wasn't doing terrible. He did take some rounds.
Yes.
He was hitting Tommy with some shots, but like you said, the Anderson Silva stuff, he was like, you know, keeping his hands down real low.
Keeping his head low, also like really low, extremely low, to the point that it was just not, you know,
And for people,
not helping him at all.
what I hear, like, that's not just showmanship, but like the idea is like you keep your hands down low, punches come from different angles.
Yeah.
But to compensate for that, one, your head movement has to be really on point.
Yeah.
And two, you have to at least be able to keep your hands up quick enough if you have to, or to lean back or do something. So that I don't think Jake or Tommy, for that matter, are skilled enough to really do. Tommy did it better than Jake, and Jake was doing this whole thing where he was kind of playing a bit
Yeah.
Anderson Silva used to do that, but Anderson Silva would do that when he knew he could style on these guys any minute.
Yeah.
That's not something that Jake, being still a novice, will still be able to do. And in boxing, it's just not smart, man.
Well, that is like a little heartbreaking for Jake Paul losing this fight, though. Not only is Jake 3 years older than this Tommy Fury guy, but like Tommy Fury is relatively new also.
Not to
Right.
boxing. So
Not to boxing.
he's been boxing since he was 14,
Ooh.
but he hasn't been fighting super, super tough competition. That's normal for boxing, though. They usually have you fight against guys that aren't that good to get a good record,
Yeah.
and then they up the competition. So, by comparison, Jake has a better record with some of the guys he's beat. Like Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, they're credentialed in MMA,
Yeah.
but not in boxing. And
It's kind of like the Floyd Money Mayweather versus Conor McGregor type situation.
yeah, and the thing is, I think Tommy could have done a lot of things better, but also Jake, I feel in some weird way, Jake was saying oh, there's a lot of pressure on Tommy to win, right?
Right.
And he had more pressure, but then Jake kept talking it up this guy sucks, I'm gonna knock him out, blah blah blah. And then you see when the fight starts, that's all Jake's trying to do. He's literally over swinging because he wants to get this guy out of there so bad. And Tommy, he did do some mistakes, but he's still content. Wait, I'm just gonna pop you, get out of the way, pop you, get out of the way, tie you up. Like I said earlier, there are ways in boxing that might not be the most exciting way to win, but they will grant you a win, and I think that's what Tommy did.
Got you.
So let's hear what these guys gotta say.
So Tommy Fury's won. He's basically showgood. No, showgood. Okay, go see you.
And I was surprised, man. I thought they would have given it to Jake, but I guess these judges aren't that bad.
Hey, you said it was corrupt, but as you see, it doesn't look too corrupt.
Well, maybe not in Saudi Arabia, but if you're
So they fought in Saudi Arabia?
yeah, this is where it's at. That's why usually these fights would be going on late at night, but that's why it was over before we even started it. Dude, he got a belt? What?
For a 31% connect percentage.
Ooh, what is going on here?
Emotional Tommy Fury.
But the fight was too close, I think. I think if they fight again, which I think they are, because there's a rematch clause in the contract. And I wonder if that bet was true. They made a bet.
What was that?
Jake said does this for all his fights. He said if Tommy lost, he would have taken all his money, but if Tommy won, he would have doubled his money. I don't think that actually happened. None of his bets were actual. He had a fake contract, I think.
Yeah.
After you do something like this,
You go a long way. You started 3 years ago. Yeah. I started when I was 6. Yeah. But I'd love to put a lot of respect for you, bro. Thank you, bro. It was a great build-up, great fight. Thank you very much. Good work.
Good sportsmanship right there.
if Tommy Fury lost, his dad would have started taking his shirt off and getting ready to fight Jake Screw.
Oh my god.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. Yeah, but it's not bad. Boxing is not that bad. Just like I will say this is my first match I've ever watched from
So I
start to
can
finish.
I can show you some way better matches than this.
I know. But like,
But hey, fights like this got me into UFC boxing anyway. So like,
I mean, I've seen UFC fights from start to finish, but it's
We've-
just not boxing. Boxing is not as like exhilarating as UFC, you know, or MMA.
if actual good
Or
fights
one.
get made, if actual good fights get made, they're not bad.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward
I
to
usually just watch clips personally.
Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, I've heard that name before.
And look at the emotion from Tommy Fury.
That's a nice belt, man.
It is a nice belt. It's got a lot of countries on there.
All right, let's hear what Tom has to say, man.
Here with Tommy Fury, you have every right to shed these tears of victory, of glory, of joy.
That man half crying.
Done something for your
They all do that, man. It's a tough sport, bro.
gonna continue. You are a warrior. Talk to me about the feelings.
He's like, oh man, I'm so glad that I took all those steroids.
Stars consumed my life. Broke rib, denied access, and everybody
I'm not good.
was scared. Tonight,
Get some chocolate milk.
I am Tommy Fury. I want to dedicate this fight to my new baby girl, Bambi at home. My missus, I love you. I can't wait to see you. This fight was for you. This fight was for you, Bambi. I love you.
This was no easy fight. It took everything in you, all your heart, grit, and soul, even to get up off the canvas. How much was inside you when you stood up off the canvas and finished this fight?
I went through these 2.5 years. I picture now I would win this fight. No one believed me. Now I can stand up and everybody can take no. In my first main event, 23 years old, I had the world on me. I had pressure on my shoulders, and I came through.
I know your goal is to be a world champion, but this belt around your shoulders right now must be awfully sweet.
This to me is a world title fight. I trained so hard for this. This was my destiny. This was my fate. I want to thank Saudi Arabia for having me. I love you all. Thank you all for turning out. We guys, we did it. We did it.
Nice, nice.
We know that Jake Paul has a rematch clause. He may want to do this again. If so, will we see you again in this ring for another war of this magnitude?
100%. This is my first main event. I'm only going to go stronger. I'm only going to go bigger, and I'm only going to go better. There's a lot of nerves coming into here. I override that. If he wants a rematch, bring it on.
Thank you for showing up and giving us all you had. Congratulations on an incredible win. Radio Raheem with Tommy Fury.
I bet Jake's gonna say how bad the judges were.
Very emotional.
Prime.
Prime.
KSI.
Always been in the shadows of his brother Tyson Fury.
He's gonna be like, nah, I'm fighting Nate Diaz next. Forget this.
They did. That's what happened, man. Why couldn't I fight you instead of Tommy Fury? What happened,
Right.
man? Why'd you leave?
Athlete who had a brother
Yeah.
competing as well, I can tell you that Tommy probably didn't feel like he was.
Dude, I like chocolate milk so much. I don't know about you. Chocolate
Yeah,
milk
I
is
like
so
chocolate milk too. Chocolate milk swirl, if you know what I'm saying.
That's so weird, bro.
Yeah.
You must have got bullied
Yeah.
nicely.
Yeah.
I heard that all in my ear, bro.
Sensational.
Makes you a fucking true fighter, a true champion in your
He
heart.
upset. You can see it in
We
his
saw you give
eyes.
everything tonight. You are a boxer. You are a man. Talk to me about this fight and the way it went tonight.
No, all respect to Tommy. He won, you know, and don't judge me by my wins. Judge me by my losses. I'll come back. I think we deserve that rematch. It was a great fight, a close fight. I don't know if I agree with the judges.
See what I said?
It's the refs, man. It's the refs' fault.
But this is
It's the refs' fault.
I've already won in life, man. I've already won. I've won in every single way. I have an amazing family, amazing friends, amazing work ethic. I've made it farther than I ever thought that I would, and beyond. So this is definitely a humbling
Man,
experience.
freaking Derek Chisora right behind him.
You run it back because I think we put on an amazing show for the fans tonight.
Got his phone in his front pocket there.
You got 2 knockdowns. You stuck behind the jab.
He's just, you think he's like video recording it and he's just trying to be slick about it?
Maybe that'd be funny.
That's funny.
Honestly, I feel
Delicious.
I got sick really bad twice in this camp. Injured my arm.
Now he's making excuses,
It was
dude.
my best performance.
He's saying Tommy made
Man, that's
excuses.
messed up. Defeatist mentality, man.
Oh, I got sick. I was flat.
A little flat. And like I said, we're gonna come back.
Fell a little flat. I got sick. It's Saudi Arabia. I'm Jake Paul.
I'm Jake Paul.
But comes back after a loss, comes back better, comes back stronger, faces that opponent and defeats that opponent. You have a rematch.
Crazy,
clause.
insane.
Are you ready to be a real boxer? Call that rematch out and do this one more time.
100%. Let's run it back. And last, and thank you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Ministry of Sport, Prince Khalid. Inshallah, I'll come back.
Inshallah.
NSW, shukran for having me.
Chagrin.
Chagrin.
Thank you to the Fury family. Thank you to the Paul family. Thank you, Pamela. Radio Raheem with Jake Paul.
So, Jake,
What made him do it in Saudi Arabia?
yes, I
Well, Saudi Arabia has a lot of boxing events actually.
with him in the sense
Both Joshua Usyk fights were in Saudi Arabia.
guys on their careers.
It's just a popular sport over there, just like it is in London, I think.
Yeah, I got you.
The UFC has some fights, not in Saudi Arabia, but in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. That's where the oil is, right?
Well, yeah, it's in the Middle East, but Abu Dhabi is more like a tourist spot in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that based on this fight, the fans deserve to see it a second time. I want to see it a second time. You talk about entertainment. You talk about
Okay. It wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't a
Not at
bad
all.
fight.
Was it worth the money that I spent for it?
Hey, listen, I could have told you not to do that. I told you not to do that, frankly.
Transition.
But hey, good for Tommy, man. I'm sure he made a lot of money, and then he'll get to make a lot of more money now.
Too bad his next fight's gonna be him getting knocked out.
Okay, based off what? Based off this?
Based off those straight hands, I'll fight him. I don't give a dang. I'll fight him the way I am. 6'4",
Jake
190.
Paul's gonna start training at the Waffle House next.
Hey man, that's where you need to go. That's where all the best fighters are, for real, for real. I've had some
Sensational.
I've had some really weird encounters at Waffle House, man. It's like you have to be ready to fight over and over again.
Well,
That it?
yeah, that's enough, man.
All right.
All right, that seems like a good enough podcast, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about Andrew Tate.
Andrew
and then,
Tate.
Then watch Jake Paul fight. So, all right.
Let's see who's better. I'm still waiting on Tate Logan Paul fight, man.
Tate's not gonna take it, man.
You know he's not gonna take it. Why not?
I think
So
he's,
this seems like pretty cool to me.
I think he's scared to, man. Logan Paul calls him out, and Andrew Tate's like, "No, I want 2 tune-up fights first."
2 tune-up fights.
Yeah.
Like fight people that are just like falling off and stuff to
Yeah.
get warmed up.
And Logan Paul's like, "Dude, I'm literally 0-2. Like,
Dang,
but you
Logan.
won't fight me."
I'm literally 0.
I think Andrew Tate's kind of scared to fight him, to be
No, I
honest.
don't think he is. I think.
Then why not take the fight then?
Why would you though?
Except, I'll tell you why he won.
He's already got like $300 million, bro. Like.
No, he doesn't, dude. What I'm telling you is, if Andrew Tate loses to Logan Paul, who
Top G
who
loses.
has a losing record, then his whole mystique gets dissolved. He's not as good as people think he is if he loses to Logan Paul. And that's what Logan Paul's been saying, man. Logan Paul's like, "Look, I have a losing record. Why are you scared to fight me?" And you're telling me Andrew Tate supposedly trains all the time, right?
I mean, he does. He just like he's getting older. Also, you gotta understand.
It doesn't
Like,
matter, dude.
but like, think about it. Like getting older does matter in a way. You're not building any muscle. You're basically deteriorating muscle. At that
No,
point.
look, you're wrong about that.
Mm.
Let me look. It'd be one thing if Andrew Tate was maybe in his 40s, like what is he, like 32?
Mm-hmm.
That's your athletic prime there.
No, he's 36 actually.
Yeah, but he's only a little bit past his prime. And what does it matter if you're old? Say you're older than Logan Paul. Supposedly you're supposed to be the better fighter.
Right.
So why not just fight him? You want to
Have
fight?
more like
You want to fight?
experience and all that stuff.
You want to fight 2 bums before?
That man doubled his punches, bro. Logan Paul only threw 157, and Tommy Fury threw 302.
Volume, man.
And
Volume.
punches landed, he almost doubled that as well. God, dog.
Yeah, volume, man.
25%, like
That-
no,
That was his
that's
key to
crazy.
win, bro.
Power punches thrown, dude. They gave Tommy Fury 148 power punches.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't know how they count that, man.
I don't know how they ain't count that either. He's 9-0. What the heck, bro?
Yeah.
Now Jake Paul is 6-1. Oh well.
Jake got that receding hairline, man.
You think so?
He does,
Think he needs
dude.
to go bald?
Look at his hairline. Every time he got punched, it's like, like his bar was going. Shh. This
dog, bro.
this man right here wanted to do a freaking 11-hour live stream up to this fight, man.
Oh, 11-hour live stream.
Yeah, this guy with the Wade concept, he breaks down like the YouTube boxing scene.
Yeah.
Dude,
What's his name again? I'll put it on here.
the Wade concept. I actually like his breakdowns. He knows a little bit about fighting, but he only
Wade or Wade?
Wade. Like Chris Wade. Yeah, the Wade concept. There you go.
I dropped something.
Sensational.
This one right. No, this one right here.
Yeah, he does these long. Hold up.
This it right here.
Are we still recording right now?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Well, we should stop recording.
All right. Adios, motherfuckers. Yeah. First podcast. We're going to do this forever, Ian. Ian and Cameron forever. The streets, the sheets forever. We're going to keep going. We're not going to stop. We're going to do this every week. I want to clip it and put it online. Why you walking away? Get your ass back over here, nigga.
Hey.
Get your ass back over here.
Hey, you better not.
Me, the streets, the sheets.
This
The
is-
streets, the sheets. Woo! The streets, the
Nah,
sheets.
nah.
Let's go.
Let's look.
Every week.
No.
Never leave us.
Streets and the sheets.
The streets and the sheets. The streets and the sheets. The streets and the sheets. The streets and the sheets. Yeah. All right. Adios. Streets and the Sheets podcast. Let's go.